and where many traditions are born. Whatever the farm means to you, let First South Farm Credit finance it. We're ready to help you make your dream of land ownership or farming your own land a reality. Visit firstsouthland.com. Equal housing lender.
Don't put your life on the line. Do what the pros do. Call 811 before you dig. Wait for the site to be marked. And always, always dig with care. LA One Call.
With so many new pet owners, Kezia's Grooming can't keep up.
Kezia's Grooming? Sorry, we'll book solid through the weekend. I can give you a call back, though, if something opens up.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
We saved serious cash with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the money to buy a new boat.
Who's ready to water ski?
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say. On the toy boat. In your wading pool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Demco provides our members with more than power. We're always exploring new ways to empower our members. To help with balancing the budget, sign up for levelized billing and pay about the same amount every month all year long for your electric bill. It's available to members who have had service for at least a year. Enroll today at demco.org to curb seasonal spikes in your bill. That's demco.org. Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Many people are injured and can't afford to get the treatment they need because insurance companies won't pay until a case is closed. I'm attorney Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Tuesday, October 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 86. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron joins us at 7:30. Derek Stingley Sr. stops by at 8 a.m. Nick Underhill talking Saints at 8:30, presented by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. And Barstool Sports' Brandon Walker stops by at 9:30. Remember, we also have our OTB mailbag today. Get your questions in, tweet them, ask them in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat using the hashtag OTB mailbag. We'll get them answered at 8:15. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch live over at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel and subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. New content is posted there daily. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off and at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria. Always online at 104.5 ESPN.com. You can catch us on your smart speakers this morning. We're on YouTube. Hit us at 104.5 ESPN. We're daily driven and powered here by All-Star Toyota on Off the Bench. Tuesday show jam-packed, talking all football here. Derek Stingley Sr. going to be here 8 a.m. His son showed why he has a huge impact on Saturdays as he made his presence felt both on the defensive side and in special teams for LSU on Saturday. We'll talk to his dad coming up here at 8 a.m. this morning. That conversation brought to you by City Cafe. Stop in and see Squeaky, Cody, Dirk, and the gang today. Remember, boiled shrimp every single day over at City Cafe where good friends meet. 8:30 this morning, Nick Underhill is talking New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees hushed a lot of the critics on Sunday.
He had more completions that traveled 15 yards to the air than our guy, than Josh Allen. Drew Brees has a better arm than Josh Allen. At least in week 3. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you disagree,
Brees
it's
does
true.
not have a better arm than Justin Herbert. He will be here on Monday night. Herbert's got a cannon.
That deep ball. That was one of the things that you see out of Pat Mahomes, you see out of Wilson, which is you can throw it so deep that the coverage doesn't account for it because they don't think you can get it back there.
We'll talk to Underhill about the challenges the defense, the secondary, faces against Herbert and the Chargers coming up here 8:30 this morning. Our weekly conversation with Nick Underhill are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. 7:30 this morning, we're talking to Ed Ogeron, LSU head football coach. Is there a contingency plan in place for this weekend if the storm comes through? We'll ask the coach coming up here 7:30. I'd imagine he will respond with he's just going to go tell them wherever they tell him to go play football, he'll have his team ready to play. But there has to be something coming up, I'd imagine, from an administration standpoint of looking at this Saturday, looking at the travel, and the possibility of a plan B.
Yeah, I just look at the Florida options, right? Which were what? There was, do you move it maybe to like a Sunday? Do you maybe move it as far as the date on the calendar? Or is there like a different location where if you act quickly, can you move there and go play there? So, yeah, I would expect some sort of public announcement next couple days.
All right, we got sound from both Sean Payton and Ed Ogeron to get to. Here are your headlines on this Tuesday, October 6th.
Headlines on Off the Bench.
LSU Missouri head coach Ed Ogeron spoke with the media on Monday, provided the following injury updates for this weekend's game. Ogeron said offensive tackle Dare Rosenthal, running back Chris Curry should be able to return to play on Saturday after missing the Vanderbilt game. Both suffered injuries in Week 1 versus Mississippi State. Starting offensive lineman Ed Ingram limped off the field during the last drive in the fourth quarter. Ogeron said he's questionable for Saturday. Okay. LSU did announce the adjustments to its COVID-19 policy for Tiger Stadium that included the removal of the CDC wellness checks and the return of alcohol sales.
So Brody Miller pointed this out on the Hold That podcast yesterday, which you should all listen to. So if Ed Ingram doesn't play, is that backup guard Martinez? Or who's the freshman cat?
Marlon Martinez?
Yes. Is it Marlon Martinez? Like, is he the one that plays? Or
is it not Anthony Bradford?
Is it Anthony Bradford? Or is the best guy actually Joseph Evans?
It sounded like Ogeron was joking, but was he joking?
I know. Dude, what if I would kind of feel bad for Evans if this happened because he played well in the defensive line, but I also love this idea because I've never seen it before. What if he starts a game at D tackle and then the next game starts at offensive guard
and played well?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I don't want to see him move, whatever, because he's got momentum there. But that would just be like an unreal kind of personal accomplishment, even for him. Like, you could always tell somebody that you did that. You'd be a trivia question.
You get
Steve Levy.
You get Glenn Logan back. You get Glenn Logan back.
You got a little more
Saturday. Jaquelin Roy looked good. Here's Ogeron yesterday.
He would probably be starting at guard this week. I mean, if Ed Ingram may be questionable this week, he'd probably be starting at guard. So he's one of those guys that can play both ways. He comes out of his hips. He's very fluid. He's very smart. I haven't seen Joe have a bad day. Joe comes to work every day with a smile on his face. If you tell him to run 10 gassers, he's going to say, yes, sir, and run 10 gassers. He does a lot of things well, plays hard, and still's got a ways to go. You know, he's had a cast on that hand. He's been playing with one hand and playing the position very well. So I can't wait till his hand is completely healed so he can start using his hands. He would probably be starting.
One more from Ogeron yesterday, talking about the comfort level of his quarterback.
He worked all week on stepping up in the pocket, not scrambling to his right like he usually wants to. Once he feels pressure, sliding up in the pocket. I made him a little cut up myself with Drew Brees, and I don't know if that worked or not, but I know he studied it. But I think we worked very hard on him staying in the pocket, stepping up, and making the right throw, and then let it rip. You know, when he sees it open, let it go. That touchdown he made to Terrace, that free safety was sitting right there. That ball was right on the money.
Yeah, I mean, the week-to-week improvement for Miles in terms of pocket presence is kind of shocking. Like, normally when I see a guy as skittish as he looks week one, I just wonder, oh, well, maybe they just don't have it. So I think the good news there is, to me, when you see that sort of drastic improvement, that speaks to some first-game jitters, right? That speaks to you're doing things that you don't really realize you're doing. Then you get in the film room, and to be able to implement the fixes that quickly, I'm very impressed. I'm excited to talk to Coach O about how he put together that Drew Brees cut-up.
Justin Herbert's coming into the New Orleans to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on Monday night, completing 80% of his passes and 3 touchdowns on the versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Here is Sean Payton talking about the rookie quarterback.
Look, I think it's not the file so much as the team and the scheme and how he's fitting immediately into it. I think you have to look at what are strengths, what he did well in college. Was he a guy that turned it over, or was he a guy that protected the ball? But I think you're going to study more closely the system. Obviously, it'll be a little bit uniquely different than when Tyrod's in there, and you cover all those things, but you really got to defend what you're seeing on tape.
And what you're seeing on tape are some incredible arm strength, but also some back-breaking interceptions.
I mean, he was 20 of 25 for 3 touchdowns.
No, he was great. He was really good. But then he did throw the big pick at the end of the game. And yeah, so the Saints, as exciting as Justin Herbert is, and that LA defense is very good, and it's kind of a quarterback's worst nightmare. The Saints have great tackles. They should be able to handle this. The Saints defense should have a nice kind of get right like they did last weekend and take advantage of Herbert's rookie status.
Chargers in town Monday night to take on the Saints. Last night on Monday Night Football, Tyrann Mathieu took an interception back for a touchdown in the fourth quarter that Kansas City clinched its 26-10 victory at Arrowhead Stadium, as last night they beat the Patriots 26-10. It is the 4th straight year that the Kansas City Chiefs have started 4-0. Clyde Edwards-Helaire last night had 16 carries for 64 yards. Mathieu had 4 tackles to go along with that pick 6. Brian Hoyer, who started for the Patriots, has now lost 11 straight starts as a starting quarterback in the league. He was benched for Jared Stidham, who led the Patriots to a touchdown, but he also threw 2 picks himself, including that pick 6 to Mathieu in the 4th. Other Monday Night Football action last night, Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns as Green Bay remains unbeaten with a 30-16 trouncing over the Atlanta Falcons. The Packers have opened a season by scoring at least 30 points in 4 straight games for the first time in franchise history. Russell Gage had 2 grabs for 22 yards for Atlanta. Deion Jones led the Atlanta Falcons in tackles with 8.
The Rodgers celebration was so good. Matt Flynn told me I'm not allowed on the Aaron Rodgers bandwagon, which is completely fair because I tried to tear that man down at every turn. But
were you trying to get back on?
No, well, I mean, I already offered an apology. No, I'm just trying to give respect where it's due.
Yeah.
The man is balling out
great.
right now. He looks incredible. He looks like, I mean, if Russell Wilson and Pat Mahomes weren't playing so incredible, you'd be talking about him for MVP. But Matt also had like a professional level sports talker take in saying that the Packers front office is playing 4D chess. They drafted Jordan Love just to make Aaron Rodgers angry.
Just to motivate him?
Just so you have a quarterback playing with a chip on his shoulder for the next few years.
If they did, great move. Great move.
Yeah, good job, Flynn, dude. He's getting a radio guy.
The Houston Texans have fired head coach and general manager Bill O'Brien and named associate head coach Romeo Crennel as the interim head coach in Houston. Tonight, NBA Finals, the Miami Heat come in with a little renewed sense of confidence here as Jimmy Butler gave them a triple-double in Game 3 to get a game there. Now the series is at 2-1 with Los Angeles still leading there. The Lakers had won the previous 2 games by double-digit margins before Miami responded with a 115-104 win on Sunday. Tonight, tip-off is set for 8 o'clock from the bubble. The Lakers are favored by 7.5 points in Game 4. Last night in Major League Baseball, pair of Game 1s. DJ LeMahieu scored 2 runs. He had 2 hits for the Yankees as they used a Giancarlo Stanton 9th-inning grand slam to sail by Tampa 9-3 in that Game 1 of the ALDS Over in L.A., another ALDS series. Houston down the Oakland Athletics 10-5. Bregman went 2 for 4. He had a home run, knocked in one as well. He scored 2. Carlos Correa had 2 home runs for the Houston Astros. Both game 2s in those series today in Major League Baseball, plus the start of Atlanta, Miami, and the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Diego Padres. Got this confirmed last night. Saw it on Robin Fambro's Twitter account. Catholic High School and Edna Carr out of New Orleans will tee it up tomorrow night at Memorial Stadium. That'll be a great midweek matchup of high school football in the capital city as Carr comes down from New Orleans to take on the Catholic High Bears. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff that you can catch right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Those are your headlines. What's trending here on this Tuesday, October 6th. We got the LSU head football coach stopping by in 15 minutes. We'll also talk to Derek Stingley Sr. coming up at 8 a.m. this morning. Nick Underhill talking Saints in the second hour as well. All-Star Toyota driving us until 10 a.m. Off the bench.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Brought to you daily by Lanois Insurance, LANOIX, agency.com. Remember, get in touch with the boys this morning at 749-5640. They've also, right now, are working with Mary Bird Perkins and Miss Nell on some of her cancer treatment. I saw on Facebook. In fact, it's on my Facebook site. If you want to search it there on how you can help and donate to a great cause and a great person. One of my favorite people on earth, man, is Miss Nell Lanois. They do not make them any better than her. She is the godmother and is the godmother of Lanois Insurance. Get in touch with them this morning. LANOIX agency.com, 749-5640. Whether it's auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, flood insurance, find them online at LANOIX agency.com.
Yeah, flood insurance, man. It gives you peace of mind when these storms start to roll in. Even if you don't technically live in a flood zone, like you're not legally required to have it, just means they're going to get you max coverage at a great rate. Go to LanoisAgency.com, LanoisAgency.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rowan Davey talking Tigers, Larry Holder talking Saints, and UFC legend, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell joins us. Join us as well, 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Only 2020, right? 2020 getting us to the hurricane names of the Greek alphabet, as we are now on Hurricane Delta.
Can't wait for the Hurricane Tri-Delt. Hurricane Single Delta's all right. But.
I would just like to know why Louisiana is in the crosshairs of Mother Nature so much this year.
Actually, shout out Sammy Flavors. Dio till I die, you already know. But, yeah, I'm not entirely sure their moves.
Who did we piss off?
Is it because we had such an incredible spring and this October's been kind of amazing too?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, is this the price that we have to pay or something?
I saw an article on NOLA.com that Louisiana's been in 6 of the 8 cone of uncertainties so far in the Gulf. Like, what is that? Come on. Leave us alone.
That sounds about right.
So Hurricane Delta is got Louisiana in the crosshairs right now and is expected to make landfall Friday morning, which looks like it's going to throw contingency plans into all types of scheduled events down here, including LSU and Missouri, which is scheduled to take place 8 o'clock on Saturday night from Tiger Stadium. We'll ask Ogeron if he has any update on the latest or what the communication's like with the league office back and forth between the Missouri executives and LSU executives coming up here in a couple of minutes. If you've got a question for Coach O, remember it's easy. Hashtag Coach O, ask Coach O inside of the Bayou Ford chat app over there on YouTube if you want to ask the head coach a question here. Derek Stingley Sr. is coming up here at 8 a.m. this morning. We'll talk to Coach Sting about getting Derek back onto the field and what that was like. I know that Coach Sting did not make the trip to Nashville, so we'll ask him his point of view on Saturday as Stingley and the defense played well against Vanderbilt, what he expects this weekend coming up. 8:30 this morning, we'll talk New Orleans Saints with Nick Underhill. But Ogeron and Peyton speaking yesterday, so we've got a lot of sound to get to. What was your reaction to what he talked about with Cam Wire and the offense and this offensive line? And he could be looking for a new face here coming up on Saturday with the uncertainty of Ed Ingram at this point.
Yeah, thankfully being a concussion, Ed Ingram, it shouldn't be too long-term. You can definitely afford for him to miss the Mizzou game, though with the form that he is in currently, I would love for him to be able to play because he just flashed all over the field against Vanderbilt. Like, you could just tell that was an NFL guy playing with a bunch of college guys. Yeah. He's just so powerful right now. What was about Cam Wire? What they had to say about the offensive line? Look, the offensive line was one of the premier takeaways from the game. They dominated. The run blocking was excellent. I only saw Cam Wire get beat very badly once, which is equivalent to what I saw out of Dare Rosenthal. So, like, essentially where I land is that while either left tackle, neither one alone is a world beater, there's also not a massive drop-off between the two. And that's good. What that means is you have some depth, you can absorb some injury and whatever else the season may bring your way. And it's a huge credit to both Dare and Cam Wire. Cam Wire, staying ready, not being the starter, so that when he got his opportunity, he went out there and he made the most of it.
Ogeron yesterday was speaking of Dare Rosenthal, who missed last week's game. He was dressed out along with Chris Curry. Curry was dressed out but did not go. Orgeron gave an update yesterday on both guys.
I think that he was questionable going up to game time, but he couldn't do it. Hopefully that he can start practicing this week. I'm not sure that he can yet. I think he will be, and also available this week will be Chris Curry. Chris could not play last week because of an injury. And talking to Jack today, we feel like that he better go this week, and hopefully he's available.
One more update on the defensive line for Orgeron, and a player he'll be getting back on Saturday is going to be Glenn Logan, and that's big for the defensive line. And here's Orgeron giving a status check on where Logan goes into Game 3.
Yeah, he's good to go. He's been practicing. We're going to start him. He's been practicing every day. Hadn't missed a practice. I've been taking second-team reps, doing individual. We've been running extra on his own. He's going to be ready to go. I'll tell you, it's going to get a little tight there. There's going to be some competition because, Joe Evans is playing well. Neil Farrell is playing well. Apuaika had a sack. And then Jacqueline Roy's coming along. Jacqueline's probably the most athletic with the biggest upside of any of them. And he's only a freshman. I'm excited to see Jacqueline Roy playing the way he's playing. I think he's going to be an excellent defensive tackle for us.
Yeah, it was actually really interesting to see Roy kind of grow during the game. His first couple plays on the field, you could tell it was a little bit of like, oh, okay, this is a new level of football. Kind of got pushed around a little bit. And then like the next series, he was the one doing the pushing around. Again, on the Hold That podcast yesterday, my co-host Brody did an excellent job of pointing out how even though week 1 with the defensive Pelini was so disappointing that through 2 weeks, if you just look at the defensive line and kind of the front seven, that Bo Pelini looks like he's accomplishing a lot of what he set out to do, right? I mean, the pass rush with Ali Gay looks excellent. B.J. Ojulari's been nice off the edge. Trevez Moore needs to be way more consistent, but he did have at least one nice rush last game. Andre Anthony flash. And here's a guy you heard O talk about it yesterday. He just fits better in this defense than he did in that 3-4 system where he was kind of a man caught between two different worlds. Like he's a great 4-3 defensive end in terms of body type. So, yeah, and then you get Glenn Logan returning. As he said, Joseph Evans played well. Apuaika continues to make plays. He's so big, too. I just love it when he's in on tackles. And, yeah, we thought this defensive line could be a strength of this team coming in, and I still think that it can if some key areas of growth take place, right? If Roy ends up being that guy that we think he could be, then all of a sudden, yeah, you're almost 3 deep there from an interior standpoint.
I loved what Orgeron said about Andre Anthony and kind of how he fits in now with the 4-3 front. I mean, Anthony was kind of a man without a home the last couple of seasons in the 3-4 set just because he was a little bit of a tweener, right? I mean, he wasn't big enough to control the line of scrimmage, but he wasn't what you were looking for as a typical 3-4 guy. Now in the 4-3, I mean, it seems like he fits perfectly, instinctively, size-wise, speed and athleticism. He kind of all fits in. So we'll ask him an update on Andre Anthony here in a couple of minutes as Ed Orgeron is scheduled to join us just like he is every Tuesday daily. We're brought to you by AccuTemp. Remember AccuTemp, they are the official air-conditioned heating service and partner of LSU Athletics. I have been dealing with AccuTemp. They came in for a service call last week. I'm about 2 years away from needing a new unit, and I'm working directly with AccuTemp. And that's the best part about AccuTemp is just the day in, day out, the service that they provide for you as a customer. Right now, I'm online at AccuTempBR.com. And if you are online at AccuTempBR.com, you can chat with a sales representative. You can get on the phone with a representative right now. They can text you. You can leave a review. You can learn all about the services of AccuTemp. Get online to AccuTempBR.com. Don't forget, at every home game, they have the Tiger
All
Tune-Up.
games now, right?
Yeah, all games. All games now. They have the Tiger Tune-Up at halftime. If you text halftime to 31996, you will receive $49. That's half off of a Tiger tune-up for your heater, your AC, your HVAC unit. So online, AccuTempBR.com. All right, yesterday Sean Payton was also speaking to the media as the Saints coming off of a get-right game of their own as they scored 35 unanswered up at Ford Field and defeated the Detroit Lions last week to improve to 2-1 on the season.
2-2. The Saints are now, yeah.
Yep. And here they are. Here's the Saints going into Monday night. Sean Payton was talking about the confidence growing in a wideout in Traquan Smith.
Yeah, one thing about Traquan, this guy's impressive relative to traffic and noise. He's sturdy. He's tough, and I think that's a great asset as a receiver. I think you'd like to think you know when you're drafting and selecting and signing, and yet you really never know until they come here. But there's a toughness to his play. He blocks extremely well. I think he's doing well.
Yeah, that's something we discussed yesterday, Jordy, in the OT. Is it sucks not having Mike Thomas. You kind of weathered the storm here if you can get him back. So if you can get him back, there's been some shadow benefits created in the meantime. You've seen some continued chemistry with Traquan Smith. Obviously, Emmanuel Sanders has come on the last couple of games. So when Thomas does return, now Breeze feels more comfortable with those other guys, and the kind of development of that chemistry can continue.
Alvin Kamara is leading the leading touchdowns right now. Here was Peyton talking about his rep count.
I think there's a great medium there, or a great goal, obviously there. I think Latavius is playing well. He had a good game yesterday. I think the two of them complement each other. Here's one of the great things I can say about Alvin. He's very unselfish relative to if he scores, if someone else scores, you're going to see that big smile. He's going to be running over there, and that's something that in today's football is refreshing, and certainly as a coach is appreciated.
Saints Chargers Monday night. We talk LSU football with their head coach Ed Orgeron next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Daily brought to you by Donaldsonville Glass and Body, online DGBauto.com. Get in touch with Kenny Frederick and his crew this morning. Remember, if you need collision repair, auto repair, they're really the only call for you, man. They've been in business since 1977. The trusted name. Customer service is what they practice and preach every day. So if you need collision repair, remember, they offer 24-hour towing. They can come pick up the car at the accident site, whether at the accident site, it's at your house, your office, wherever it may be. They can bring it back to 415 Division Street. Once they get it to the shop, they'll make the repair and then bring it right back to you online, DGBauto.com.
DGBauto.com, DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com. Look, it's a one-stop car shop. If you're trying to extend the life of your vehicle, you don't have a car note, you don't want to get a car note, let Donaldsonville help your vehicle age gracefully. Keep that thing purring, man. They're the best. Look, remember, if you get in an accident, the police cannot tell you who to use to tow. The insurance company cannot tell you where to go. You say, I want to go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Mike Anderson Seafood to recap both Monday Night Football games, preview Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and more. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Coach O, and you are listening to my favorite radio show, Off the Bench with Jordy and T-Bob, right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Go Tigers.
Tigers look good in Nashville, looking to stay right this weekend as they host Missouri in Baton Rouge. That game set for an 8 o'clock kickoff. Coach Ed Ogeron met with the press on Monday and back with us in his typical Tuesday spot right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Good to talk with you, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
Your quarterback, Coach, through the first 2 weeks, a little bit of criticism after the Mississippi State game. He seems to feel very comfortable in week 2 in Nashville, but then you look at the numbers, and his accomplishments is something that's never been done here in the program's history. What have you made of your signal caller through the first 2 weeks?
Miles has worked very hard, been very loyal to LSU, has a strong arm, and he's a very good quarterback. And he made some adjustments in his pocket presence. He slid up in the pocket. He was a lot more patient. He threw the ball when the guy was open. I thought he did a tremendous job from week 1 to week 2. And I think you're going to see a quarterback that's going to improve every week.
Yeah, Coach, what I loved the most watching the film week 1 to week 2, it was all about that pocket presence. It just looked like he trusted the interior so much more comfortable. I was surprised. You said you personally put together a Drew Brees cut-up. Can you give us that story? Like, how'd that come about?
Yeah, well, when I was at the Saints, I thought Drew Brees was the best quarterback I've ever seen in the pocket. His pocket presence is unbelievable. And believe it or not, you guys may know that Drew was a tennis player when he was younger, and he had tremendous speed, he had tremendous vision. So I just I told one of the guys, one of our analysts made a cut-up of Drew Brees and just gave it to him. But Coach Ensminger had been working with him all week, and when I saw him do it, I just decided to give him that cut-up. So it's something that he can study.
What's your takeaway when you see that drastic of improvement week 1 to week 2? Like, what was it? Does that make you feel like it was just nerves week 1? Like, how do you explain that sort of improvement?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Not a lot of experience, not wanting to make a mistake, and there was too much pressure. I mean, Mississippi State was coming after us. It was different. Vanderbilt did not give us all the pressure that Mississippi State did. So I think it's a combination of pressure and a combination of just experience.
Coach, it's easy for us here to talk about in the media that you usually see the most improvement between teams between week 1 and 2. But from your seat, from the head coach's seat, did you see a vast improvement in your team? I know that you were very down on the way that they were giving you energy in week 1. What did you take away from weeks 1 to week 2 and in the improvement status?
Night day. First of all, started practices, my stance, alignment, assignment, technique, all about fundamentals, doing things right. We have great athletes. We just got to put them in the right spot, make great adjustments, make great calls, and let them play with great technique. I was very pleased with the energy. We had a very hungry team going to Nashville. That's the way we need to play every week. We need to have a chip on our shoulder. We know that people are going to come after us with LSU Tigers. We need to go after them and be on attack. And last week we was on the attack.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the offense was back to that kind of core edict, get the ball to playmakers in space. Maybe the best playmaker that night was John Emery. But what about when he didn't have the ball in his hand, Coach? One thing that really stood out to me was it seemed like his pass blocking, both in assignment and technique, was pretty solid against Vanderbilt. Do you agree? And like, what does that adding that element do to his game and his potential?
Yeah, now he's an every down back. He can be down in there third down, first down, second down. We need to throw the ball to him more out the backfield. The guy's a tremendous athlete. I'm very pleased with the coaching of Kevin Falk. Kevin coaches pass protection. Every time you go to his individual, they coach him pass protection first. That's how Kevin learned it at the Patriots. And we're just pleased. I'm pleased with John that he's got bigger and stronger in the weight room. He's all around back now.
What about on the defensive side of the ball, Coach? Obviously, you get Derek Stingley back, but even with some of the mistakes, Elias Ricks looks like he's just got ball skills. I mean, 2 picks in 2 games. How do you feel about Ricks here early on?
Yeah, he was much improved. And obviously, having Derek Stingley back made the difference in our defense. I think it calmed everybody down. It calmed the corners down. They played with more confidence. We didn't have a lot of missed assignments. We didn't have any big deep balls thrown on us. There wasn't a lot of crossing routes that were completed. I thought our coverage was very well. I thought Bo did a great job of game planning. Elias Ricks had a bunch of interceptions in high school. He was the number 1 corner coming out of high school, out of modern day, and that's what he did. He was a ball hawk, and he's going to continue to do that. Now, he has to get better as his technique and his assignments. Again, he's a freshman.
Coach, everybody was talking about John Emery last week in the running back in the backfield, and where was Chris Curry? But another guy that looks like it's adding some depth for you is Josh Williams, who had 8 carries last week for 30 yards. He looked very confident in his role.
Yeah, what a tremendous young man from Houston, Texas. He came on our team. In fact, Derek Panensky got him to walk on, and he's done a tremendous job. He earned a scholarship. He had a knee injury last year, but we saw some great things in him, and we think he can help us.
Coach, we're talking to LSU head coach Ed Orgeron here on Off the Bench. On Terrace Marshall's, I think it was his first touchdown, I saw something that I'm sure you appreciate as a defensive coach, where y'all had Arik Gilbert and Terrace Marshall lined up next to each other in the slot. I mean, looking like 2 giant tag team brothers. Like, your defensive coach, what kind of stress does that put on you in the red zone when those 2 are lined up next to each other?
They're mismatches. I mean, those guys are tall, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for guys to defend them man-to-man. And when you defend the zone and red zone, there's some open spots. So I think that we're using Eric in the right way. The more we can use him split out, the more effective he's going to be. He could be like a big X receiver and be a dominant player there.
And when you look, I mean, I know he technically has that tight end tag, and it is a mismatch. Y'all are going to play some good tight ends later in the season. What's the key defensively to containing that position when you have kind of a mega athlete out there?
Well, you have to put a safety on him. You can't put a linebacker on him. And then the safety has to have some length if he's going to cover him man-to-man. I think it'll be tough for linebackers. Maybe some linebackers may be able to cover him again. But I think it's a mismatch, and I think you need to figure out how you're going to cover him.
You had to be very happy with your defensive line play on Saturday night. You got some key additions. I thought Jaquelin Roy played excellent in his role. And then you talk about Saturday, and you get Glenn Logan back to this rotation. Once a thin group now looks like it's healthy in the numbers again.
Very strong group. Very pleased with the play of Jay Roy. I think he had a great week of practice. He's lost some weight. He's got in shape. He has a great attitude. He looked like one of the best players on the field at some times on Saturday night. And I think that you're going to continue to see some improvement. Joseph Evans, very pleased with his play. Neil Farrell's making some plays. I'm very pleased with the pass rush. I think our pass rush is right where it needs to be. Really pleased with Travez Moore. Came in there and got a sack and got some pressure. So we got some guys that can play up front.
Sometimes it's hard to judge your humor. I didn't know if you were kidding yesterday when you were talking about Evans on potentially starting at guard this week, because he's played pretty good for you on the other side.
Yeah, and again, we're going to keep him here. But Ed Ingram may be out this week, and we could definitely use him on the other side of the ball, but we're not going to do that. Right now, Charles Turner's going to have to step up, and I think he'll do a great job for us.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I don't think I've ever heard of a player starting O-line one week and D-line the next. It would have been great. Okay, let's get to some listener questions, Coach. Todd Jones wants to know who called the flea flicker on Saturday.
That was Isminger, man. I went crazy on the headset. Way to go, Isminger. Isminger's getting exotic up there. That was awesome. That was his call, though.
Hey, you had to like this, Coach. On that play, Miles knew he was going to get lit up, and he stood in. He still delivers that ball to Kirkland. Did you see some out of your quarterback there?
Yeah, we loved it. In fact, we showed it in front of the team, and all the linemen were going, yeah, Miles, bump combo drill. That's our bump combo drill. He took it well, and that ball was on the money. It's a great job by Jontre of staying in bounds.
The flea flicker to Jontre. Jontre catches that one. The first touchdown pass to Jontre, Coach, was a highlight reel, too. You got two offensive linemen, including Cam Wire, out there leading the way for Kirkland.
It was a great block on the corner.
I mean, talk about those guys that step in Wire and Kirkland, making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, I'm so fired up by the way Cam Wire played. Outstanding. And Jontre, as you know, Jontre has been here for a while, been a great team guy. Just waited his turn. We played him a little bit at corner, played him a little bit inside, outside. We just found the right plays for him. He's a playmaker. And, you know, the screen game is something that we have to get better at.
Yeah.
It's something that we need, short, easy throws, put athletes in space and let them make plays.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can be pretty good at it when you got guys like Ed Ingram leading the way, bench pressing DBs, throwing him 5 yards back. What about, I mean, Coach, he looks like physically he's just on another level right now. I know he had the injury at the end of the game. How are you feeling about Ed Ingram's form through 2 games?
Outstanding. You know, Ed's such a good team player. Ed won't say anything. He comes to work every day. The players love him. Outstanding player. He's going to be a pro. He's one of our best players.
Coach, you work on wet balls this week?
Yeah, we're going to work on wet balls. We're going to get all that stuff done. We'll see what the weather is going to be like. You know what? We don't blink. Whatever it is, we're going to be ready.
What do you make of Missouri? What's the scouting report on the Tigers?
Well, very creative on offense. Triple option, a lot of different formations, a lot of movement. Play the 3-4 on defense, a lot of bear. They played some teams pretty tough. They lost 2 games, but they did some good things. They do some things that challenge you on defense. We have to be in the right position, the right place.
Game week, Tigers playing Missouri, 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Death Valley will be the backdrop. Coach Ed Orgeron right here with us on Tuesday mornings. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, guys, go Tigers.
We'll close out hour 1 next.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Daily brought to you by All-Star Toyota. Remember, All-Star Toyota is online, and they're also on the corner of Goodwood and Airline. Find the entry point there, right there on Goodwood, as they're located right across the street from the Old Women's Hospital. Remember, the service department, collision department, sales department, all open and operating for you this morning, as you can get over to All-Star Toyota, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. I just got my new Sienna. It's so crazy nowadays. Like, a few thousand miles in, it's suddenly telling you, hey, just go pop in. They're going to do a little tire rotation, everything. They take care of everything. They take all the complicated, like they almost do the thinking for you, right? It's really purchasing from them is a great process. So if you are looking for a new vehicle, they have some incredible October deals you can check out right there on All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Maybe you want a Toyota certified used vehicle where you get things like a warranty that you normally don't get with a used vehicle. Either way, they have options for everybody. Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is it, what smart customers wait for all year. The Richards Honda Trade-In, Trade-Up event. Right now, get more money for your trade and a great price on something new. That's a win-win. Only at richardshonda.com. The smart choice.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance, with the latest in office technology, from desktop to production.
Yo, join us for a Tuesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. Chris Doring of the SEC Network joins us to talk all things SEC football, and we also check in on Hunt Palmer after the Cubs are eliminated from the postseason. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, shout out to Ed Ogeron stopping by here on game week. We'll wait to see what happens with some of the announcements around this game as Tropical Storm Delta seems to have an impact on what the plans could be for Saturday in Baton Rouge. We'll wait and see if they possibly move this game to they may move this game to Missouri if that could happen. I don't know if anybody has seen this story, but it is nuts. As the Fleetwood Mac band, the Fleetwood Mac is a band that was popular 70s, 80s. In fact, in 1977, they had the #1 album out. In Rumors was the name of the album, and on that album, it featured a song called Dreams. Now, I asked Musso, and if you have been a loyal listener of this show, you know that the bump music and the sound around this show has fallen off. I mean, it has gone to a complete 180 of what we tried.
License-free stuff is kind of growing on me, but I do agree with you.
It should.
It's like Stockholm
because
syndrome.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been in a.
Oh, I kind of like this actually now.
We've been in a terrorist camp now for over 3 years, and I mean, all we've heard is these circus sounds inside of our heads. That I mean, obviously they sound good now, but at one point this show was cool, man. I mean, it had some good music around it, right? And we would love to play the Fleetwood Mac song here, Dreams, but the YouTube executives would shut us down and they would suspend the stream. But I don't know if you've seen this. A TikToker with the call sign 420 Dogface 208. So it seems like he'd be a pretty good listener off the bench.
Yep, shout out. Welcome to the crew, 420 Dogface.
He is he's filming himself. He's filming himself on his skateboard. driving down a highway, and he's drinking cranberry juice, and he's mouthing Stevie Nicks the lyrics
life
to Dreams. I mean, he's just smiling. He's loving life. If you're watching the app, Danny's got it going. He's on a blacktop. He's drinking cranberry. He's feeling good.
Probably got some edibles or something in his system. Just
420 Dogface 208, the name, probably so. And he just kind of starts.
And he's smooth.
He just kind of goes into the lyrics. He just kind of starts feeling a little Stevie Nicks. He looks into the camera. 23 million views later, this thing has gone mega viral.
Yeah.
And Fleetwood Mac's drummer, Mick Fleetwood, yesterday recreated it. He's on his skateboard going down his driveway, drinking cranberry juice. He's got it going. That's not the craziest part, T. The craziest part about it is that the album, for the first time, has returned to the U.S. top 40 since 2013, reaching number 27. It holds the position in UK at number 22.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say, judging from, what was his name, Mick Fleetwood?
Mick.
Judging from Mick's driveway, I don't know if he needed the bump.
No.
But they'll take it nonetheless. I mean,
Fleetwood Mac is probably one of the most successful.
Hit that again. I mean, that is a compound that he is on. Look at that, those trees. I mean, he basically has a forest on his property. You can tell that's like a beautiful like walking path, maybe like a golf cart path, and he just has that vibe of.
I'm rich.
Yeah, just a mega rich old dude. Like, just does whatever he wants.
Don't tell me anything to do. I will not do it.
Shout out Mick Fleetwood. Shout out the guy, 420 Dogface 208. I mean, who would have guessed that he's just all over the world that we're watching? You know, we have Good Morning America on in here every day, and it was just him and Mick Fleetwood side by side on Good Morning America.
Says he's received thousands of dollars in donations since posting the clip. Planning to spend it on vehicle repairs and upgrades. As well with helping out his parents. Yeah, man. I mean this is a good story that comes from TikTok. This has got to be the best story that's ever come from TikTok.
I think there's been some positives. It's just buried under a lot of cringe a lot of times. But yeah, how about that, man? That is like the ultimate putting good vibes into the universe and then having those vibes just rebound directly to you. That is an excellent, very heartwarming story.
Stick around. In hour 2, we will lead you off with Derek Stingley Sr. Looking forward to our conversation with Coach Sting here coming up in a couple of minutes. Remember, LSU's undefeated with Derek Stingley Jr. in the lineup. They have not lost a football game if he's eligible. Last year, 15-0. This season, he plays against Vanderbilt. He misses the Mississippi State game, and they're 1-1. So we'll talk to Coach Sting about the impact and his point of view on Saturday. Real quick before we get out of here, a melancholy way to leave hour 1 here on a Tuesday, but rest in peace in our thoughts with Smokey Bourgeois, the Baton Rouge legend. I knew him as a restaurant owner. Many of you may know him as a civic leader here in town, but Smokey Bourgeois, for me, will always have an impact on my life. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I grew up on the Dales over there, Myrtle Dale, Glendale, all that. I grew up in Myrtle Dale. And me and my friends used to ride our bikes around the South Downs area. And we rode behind George's over under the overpass where Smokey, he owned that restaurant. And we were back there, I think, like trying to smoke cigarettes or something.
Mischief.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Smokey Bourgeois came out of a screen door and lit us up. About 30 minutes later, he brought us back, told us why he did it. He got my name. And to the day he died, the last time I saw him, he knew me by my name, would always come up to me, shake my hand, and we would relive that story, laugh about it. He was a great storyteller.
Wow.
He was a great man. You may have disagreed with his politics, but that guy cared about Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Rest in peace, Smokey Bourgeois, a legend of our capital city, a guy who cared about Baton Rouge. Thank you, Smokey. Rest in peace.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily here by Secure Shredding and Recycling.
Yeah, go to SecureShreddingRecycling.com today for all your document destruction needs. Remember, you mentioned Off the Bench, you have a couple hard drives that need to be destroyed. Those will be taken care of for free. Ultimately, there's a few ways in which Secure Shredding is going to separate itself. I think the first is customer service, because it is just that. It's a services business, right? And these are not national guys. You're not just like a number on a spreadsheet. There's a relationship there, and they can accommodate you in multiple ways. Okay? Whether you live Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, whatever it is, they have drop-off points where you can just swing by, drop off what you need taken care of. They have trucks. They can come out to your site and destroy right there on the property. Or if it's a huge job, their facilities are incredible. Some of the machinery is wild. I feel like I was on How It's Made, but they can bring it back there and take care of whatever you need. They are the best. They're local. SecureTradingRecycling.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Hi, this is Chance Inman, President and Chief Operating Officer for Janney King Gulf Coast. Here are some ways to protect yourself and those around you from the coronavirus. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Disinfect high-touch surfaces regularly. Use non-contact methods for greeting others. And avoid touching your face. Following these steps, as well as social distancing, should help all of us stay healthy.
Janney King, the king of clean.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 86. In case you missed hour one of the show, catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Brought to you by Carriages. Still to come, Derek Stingley Sr. joins the show next. Nick Underhill is talking Saints at 8:30, presented by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Barrett. And Barstool Sports' Brandon Walker will be here at 9:30. OTB mailbag today. Get your questions in, tweet them, or ask them in the YouTube chat, sponsored by Bayou Ford. Using the hashtag OTB mailbag, we'll get them answered at 8:15. Follow the show today on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch us live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channel. Set notifications there because new content is posted daily. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 2 of and at it off the bench, driven and powered by All-Star Toyota every single day here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Always appreciate the interaction. Make sure you're liking and sharing, commenting on the YouTube page.
Yeah, it helps us. It's a lot of fun, too.
Off the bench YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed there as well. Hit OTB_ESPN on all of our social media. Give us a like and follow. See if we can't get back in the Instagram game, too, at some point. 8:30, we'll talk Nick Underhill, New Orleans Saints, brought to you by former LSU Tiger, current attorney Chris Perrette. Always love our conversations with Underhill. Looking forward to that. 8:15 this morning, mailbag questions. And we need some. Hashtag OTB mailbag inside of the Value Forward chat app, and we will answer your questions here at 8:15 this morning. So looking forward to that. Hashtag OTB mailbag, 8:30 New Orleans Saints. 30 minutes ago, we talked to Ed Ogeron. All that stuff will be put online for you to listen and find, which is brought to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge. CarriagesBR.com is where they're at online. Speaking of social media, the best. Hit up Carriages on Instagram and Facebook. You want to find them there. Always bringing back our sound. Each week we talk to Derek Stingley Sr., which is brought to you by City Cafe. City Cafe, over 100 years of service here in South Louisiana. Started in 1918. Where good friends meet. If you want to go stop in and see them, they're on the corner of O'Neill and George O'Neill. They serve boiled shrimp every single day. Their char-grilled oysters are the best in town. Go hit them for lunch. At me if you got a problem with that. Derek Stingley Sr., there is one common denominator of LSU football being undefeated over the last 2 seasons, and that is Derek Stingley Jr. Last year he played 15 games. They were 15-0. This year he's played 1 game, and they beat Vanderbilt. He missed the Mississippi State game, and the Tigers are 1-1 going into Missouri. You like how I did that, Coach?
Oh, I love that. I hope we can keep that going.
Absolutely. I was surprised to hear you not at Vanderbilt on Saturday. I'd imagine with just the week in front of you, the week that you had experienced, you just had to go see Junior play on a playing surface. You stayed back in Baton Rouge. What was your point of view of the weekend?
Well, actually, that was my first time not seeing him play in almost 5 years, so that was different. Well, as family members, Vanderbilt wouldn't allow any fans in, opposing fans or family members, so we didn't want to just go up there and just, I guess, pay for a $900 hotel room to watch him play outside of the hotel.
Sure.
But it was different. But one thing I liked the fact that secondary played great. I thought that they had tight coverage everywhere. If there were some balls caught, it wasn't for a lot of yards after the catch. You can see the communication was so much better. You can see that those guys were playing with a little more confidence out there. I mean, it just looks like something that what we were expecting to see coming out of this fall camp.
Coach,
sorry, go ahead.
One thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, T, but yesterday Ed Ogeron said it, and you just mentioned it there. The defensive backfield looked confident playing. Ed Ogeron said that having Sting Jr. back made him coach more confident.
Yeah.
How much do you think having his presence just meant that to the team in exuding that? Because you could feel it as soon as you turned on the TV on Saturday. I mean, on the first play of the game, they run a screen route, and Cardell Flott is flying around out there, and it just seemed like they had a little extra bounce to them. How much do you think that's 2-4 dressed out?
Well, when you look at it from this point of view, from the corners and the nickel position, Derek is the only one with the most experience of them all, where he's played every game or started and naturally made more plays. You have Elias Ricks, who never really played. It was his first year. You had Cordell Flott that played sparingly some last year, but played a few plays. Then, you throw in Evans and you throw in Ward and Jones. It wasn't a lot of experience out there. So for those guys to kind of be out there on their own week one without a little guidance, it was almost like survival mode almost. But now you plug in, with Jacoby, and now you have Ty back, and then with Derek coming back, you have a much experienced backfield along with those guys. So now everybody feels so much better and so more comfortable in their role, where they feel like they don't have to do more than what's expected. just to do their job, and look what happened. I mean, you saw almost lights out play.
Well, and one of the big plays was Elias Ricks, coach, and I talked about this yesterday, but one thing we marveled at last year was beyond Derek's ability to cover, it was his natural ball skills. And here through 2 games, Rick seems to have a lot of that same kind of natural level of talent for finding that ball and coming down with it. What is your evaluation of what you saw out of him here in the second game?
Well, the one thing about Eli is his length is just unbelievable. You know, he has that good long size. He's always had good ball skills, and now he's turning his technique into, you know, becoming a better defensive back. He's going to be one of the better players to lead his LSU team as well. You know, when it's all said and done. I mean, because you throw at Derek, you may get the exact same outcome. You throw it at Elias, you're getting what you're getting, which is interception. So, I mean, they may have to attack the middle of the field a little bit, probably to get some positive plays. But Cordell he has the tight coverage now, and he's making that more difficult. So, you know, I think just passing the ball is going to be, you know, challenging. I mean, naturally, the competition will get better. You know, they will have better players and better plays, better schemes and things like that. But I think that we're going to challenge just about everyone that we face this year.
Yeah, and one thing that helps coverage, I know, is having a great pass rush. And you look at Ollie Gay; he's had a ton of success off the edge. B.J. Ojulari's done some nice things. More like the pass rush has been pretty good through 2 weeks. As a defensive coach, a defensive backs coach, like how much does it help when you have guys speeding up the quarterback's clock?
When you know you're going to have that type of pressure up front, now you can start mixing coverages, playing some zones where the backfield can actually have their eyes on the ball. You know, that's going to bring back big plays. You're going to have a good turnover margin. I mean, because now that quarterback got to speed up his clock and try to get the ball out, and we can jump routes from the secondary. I mean, having a pass rush is always key, and now you can see that, you know, we're growing into a team that could possibly have a good pass rush. So if that continues to be the case, then look out, LSU's defense is back.
When he came to the dead stop on the punt return, did you think he was going to house it?
Well, at least I was hoping, to be honest. I just wish they would just give him a clear way. It's always at some point one of his teammates just either nudges him or gets in his way or just execute the block. Just push the kicker on out of the way and then just let him go straight through. But it was a good run regardless, and that's what Derek is about. Derek, he's instinctive to where, you know, he make things happen like that, especially in space. He's kind of tough to deal with because he's so explosive and so fast. He may not look like he's running fast, but he's extremely fast.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully we get more of that, and we can get one back to the house one day with him.
No, he turned the corner. He was gliding. You could see, I mean, he opened it up there for a couple of steps down the sideline where it looked like he was going to take it back. What was high school football like for you? I know that the Dunham squad didn't have the outcome that you guys wanted in week 1 to Parkview falling in overtime, but it was good to be out there on a Friday night, I'd imagine.
Oh, no doubt. It felt like normal again for us. You know, we started out with a bang. We just ran out of gas. We had a few injuries here and there, and credit Parkview. You know, they kept fighting to where they got the victory. But it felt good to be back in the element of, you know, of doing what, you know, we do as high school coaches, to have the opportunity to be out there to motivate and compete and coach our kids. And, you know, that's what Friday nights is about in Baton Rouge.
More looking forward to see your son guard, Kyle Pitts or Devontae Smith?
For me, Devontae Smith, but, you know, actually he got to do a good job against both of them.
Yeah.
Because both of them are tough. You know, it's no easy task now. You know, all SEC players naturally going to be tough to begin with, but those two guys there are two of the tops at their position. And, you know, I think for Derek, he's looking forward to both of them. But in my opinion, I'm ready to see him play against Devontae.
Yeah, well, and the Pitts thing is interesting, Coach, and that's what I wanted to pick your brain about is, like, how do you defend an elite tight end? I know Coach O said ideally they'd like to put a safety on him, but it's like, if he's their best guy, do you put Derek on him? But then what about guys like Tony for Florida? So, like, yeah, how do you think you attack a body like Pitts?
Well, with Pitts, if he's going to line up at his natural tight end position, you put someone over him. You beat him up at the line of scrimmage. You make him have a tough release. If he's going to line up in the slot or outside like he sometimes does, now in my opinion, I still think you have to put somebody in his face to make him aggressively come off the line or try to slow him down some type of way. And you have to hang someone else over top of him, like a safety or a nickel guy or anything, just to help that guy out. But then, if you understand his routes and you understand what he's capable of doing, now you take away those things. He's a good receiver, but he's not a blazer. So now we know he's not going to run over top you. So now you got to think, what would they try to do to try to get open? They would throw a lot of back shoulder passes or comeback routes or slants, because he's going to try to bully the corner or the safety or the nickel, whoever, beat him to the inside. And then you just play aggressively that way to where you make that one of his toughest routes he's going to run most of the night. So, I mean, I think there's ways of doing it. You just have to really take away their key throws against him. And with someone like Devontae, you have to play every route. There is no taking away anything with him, because he's just one of those good route runners.
Did you agree with the PI? Was that PI on you?
Oh yeah. It was a double move route, so we couldn't see it because of the TV copy. They ran a double move. They ran like an out and up. So Derek the guy had a little separation on him, and in my opinion, he did the right thing. I was thinking if that ball was going to hang up a little longer, once he would get to him, he would kind of get his head around and actually make a play. But Derek was like, no. He said, you know what? I'd rather just take this pass interference and not give up a touchdown, not give up a catch.
Yeah.
So that way we could live to play, another down. So, I thought he did what he did was perfect.
I know he was face guard, but I didn't feel like there was a lot of contact there. Like, I felt like the flag was thrown simply because his head didn't get around. But
Well, yeah, it wasn't as bad as what you and I would say. But maybe because they were figuring, hey, someone like him, he shouldn't be in that type of position to play like that.
Good to see the boy back in his element. He looked good out there, and good to talk to you here. Thank you.
You just don't know from last week. To this week.
Hey, we do. You sound it. Your voice, man. Everything.
You can hear it.
Shout out to our boys over at City Cafe, too, the crew over there, Squeaky, Cody, and Dirk, and everybody on the corner of George O'Neill and O'Neill for bringing us our conversation with Coach Sting every week. Have a good week, Coach. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Your mailbag questions next.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Brought to you daily here by Go Roof, GEAUX Roof.com, reminding you, look, they got some weather coming through here over the next couple of days. If you want to get out in front of this thing and you want to get in touch with a roofer, call Go Roof today, 927-8300. They'll offer that free professional estimate just like they do, but whether it's residential, commercial, even repair work, put this number into your contacts, 927-8300. That's Go Roof online. They're at GEAUXRoof.com.
GEAUXRoof.com, GEAUXRoof.com. They got the 2-year workmanship guarantee. Give you that peace of mind afterwards. But how about this? I love the free inspection, okay? Free professional inspection. So if you're on the fence, you're like, I think there's something wrong, I'm not sure, but I don't want to have to pay someone to come out here. You don't got to. You just call 927-8300. They come out. They let you know exactly what's going on, and then you make a fully informed decision. And what does that result in, Jordy?
927-8300. Call Go Roof today. A beautiful roof every single time.
Okay, yeah.
My bad.
The handoff is fumbled.
My bad.
Off the Bench, hanging with Hester and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rowan Davey talking Tigers, Larry Holder talking Saints, and UFC legend, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell joins us. Join us as well, 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, good stuff from Derek Stingley Sr. As he even said on the way out, you can feel what a difference a week makes.
Yeah.
I mean, last Tuesday, our guy, man. I mean, he's a happy dude. You rarely hear him down and out, and he was out last week, man. And to hear him this week is a refreshing sign there.
And, I mean, it's everybody talked about it. I mean, I like it. You mentioned it. I just love those quote where you talked about it, even made the coaching staff kind of chill out and feel a bit more comfortable. Again, I think we've devalued what one elite superstar can do, even in a game like football where there are 11 players in the field at any time. It just makes a massive difference. And I remain very excited for Derek Stingley and Elias Ricks. Like, even if, I don't know, whatever, they may not be the best two just pure corner combo in the country, but in terms of ball skills, what I've seen out of Eli Ricks so far, you're going to be hard-pressed to find me a better combination, because I know what Derek Stingley can do, and I'm just learning now what Ricks can do.
Most impressive thing that I've seen out of Ricks through the first 2 weeks is that he's got amnesia.
Which
you know what
is
I mean?
the key thing for a cornerback.
And especially a
and
young
so
one.
hard to accomplish.
Especially a young one. I mean, usually you may see a guy get that mindset built up over a couple of years in college, maybe a year and a half of people picking on him. I mean, Elias Ricks gives up a huge touchdown against Mississippi State, comes back and picks one off in the same game. Next week later, another interception. I mean, you just like to see the growth and development and not getting caught up in his own head as a young player.
And it's what the greats have. It's like Stingley last year against Florida. Remember, Kyle Pitts got him that drive.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 or 5 times in a row. And then by game's end, wasn't it Stingley on the game-sealing interception on the 4th down?
In the end zone.
Yeah, so just, I'm really excited to watch that combo continue to develop.
Brought to you daily here by, we are brought to you by Coy's Diesel. Remember, online at coysdiesel.com. If you drive a light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck, Coy's Diesel is the only spot for you to get that thing serviced. If you are broken down on the side of the road in a diesel truck and you need 24-hour maintenance, no worries. Coy's Diesel can help you with that as well, whether it's a Chevy, GMC Duramax, a Dodge Cummins, or a Ford Power Stroke. Coy's Diesel ready to help today on Airline Highway in Gonzales. 647-3699 is the emergency 24-hour number that you can always get. But easiest is just to log online, coysdiesel.com.
Yeah, I really can't stress enough how good the website is. If you are shop by part, they get everything you need: brakes, cooling system, exhaust, fuel system components, gauges, pods, whatever, hardware, nitrous kits. Yeah. You ready to hit the nitrous, little Fast and Furious style, diesel guys? Go to coysdiesel.com today.
All right, your mailbag questions every Tuesday here on Off the Bench. Here's the latest edition.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
OTB mailbag. Where is the best truly authentic Italian restaurant in the capital area? And what would you recommend at the location? Like,
let's ask the birthday boy, Jordy Collada. Happy birthday. What do you think? What's the best?
Thank you,
I kept it very subtle. Happy birthday. What's the best? What's the best real Italian?
Gino's.
Okay.
That's not even
I knew you were
close.
going to go Gino's.
I mean, we went there Friday night. John.
No,
Brady.
you and John Brady, legendary pictures. Legendary pictures. Also, I could tell from the very warm tweets that y'all had a time.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're a little deep in the cups at that point. You're feeling that rosy glow.
Yeah.
It's Friday. You got football coming
Couple
up.
of
You're
bottles
super
in.
happy. Yeah, you got your friends with you. You got great food. Like, it's just one of the best feelings in the world.
It was good storytelling. It was a good night. Italian food, Gino's. I would go with the Arancini for sure as an appetizer. And any traditional Italian dish, any traditional Italian, is you can go with at Gino's. I mean, legitimately up until, Mama passed away and, God rest her soul and rest in peace. I mean, she was in the back cooking, like legit, like over almost a conventional stove. Like it was like in her house. I mean, that is legitimate Italian cuisine on Bennington Avenue right here in Baton Rouge. Hit up Gino's.
It's like our boy Raul. Still hold it down. Raul's father.
Yeah.
Back at,
same thing.
Same
thing.
OTB mailbag. How many trick plays will Kiffin throw at Saban?
A couple. I mean, I gotta imagine that the John Rice Plumlee package alone, is gonna throw fits at Saban on Saturday.
It may not be this year. Actually, I'll tell you, it won't be this year. Lane Kiffin is going to be the one to end that assistant streak that Nick Saban has going there.
Oh, okay.
Lane's going to get him.
I like
Lane's
that.
going to get him.
I like that take. So I was perusing CFBstats.com last night. I think it's the best stat site. It's just so easy to look at stuff. And I was just seeing through 2 weeks kind of who stood out. I did not realize how incredible Matt Corral's numbers are right now.
He's been good.
Now, these will take a massive hit, but listen to this. 357 yards per game. He's completing 76.7% of his passes. Lest you think it's dink and dunk, he's averaging 12 yards per attempt. He's got 7 touchdowns to 1 pick. I mean, Matt Corral has been fantastic. But, yeah, Alabama doesn't cut above. Oh, by the way, also, Mac Jones is averaging 13.4 yards per attempt. 13.4. That is an absurd number. So Zach Wilson from BYU. Random.
Mac Jones is better than I thought he was. And it's not just because of the people around him.
No, yeah. That just escalates. I mean, the one thing is if you can protect him or not. I don't know if he can overcome that, which is most guys. But
him being able to play a lot last year in meaningful games helped out a lot. If Tua is healthy all year,
and he put up
is Mac Jones as good as he is right now?
No. And he put up the same incredible numbers, but the one time he did lose was when Auburn got to him, right? So if you're an LSU fan, you really want to lock in on the continued development of this defensive line to see if you can hope to threaten Mac Jones in the same sort of way.
OTB mailbag, how bad is Skip Bayless?
I
No.
don't listen enough to him.
Skip's
to
the
have an
man.
opinion.
I
He's
mean, Skip's the
terrible.
man. Skip will always have placed my heart since I came in here apologizing after the Sunday night Packers Saints game. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers is good. Skip tweeted right after I got done with that. Skip tweeted, Drew Brees was actually better than Aaron Rodgers last night. Next on Undisputed. That is a Hall of Fame level take. That's why Skip is the man.
He's sneaky Jack too.
He is sneaky Jack, dude.
Like, an old guy.
You know the scouting report on him is he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see it.
Off camera, like he's a real nice dude.
He has,
which usually makes it harder to dislike people that you want to when they're nice, right? Is that true?
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
true.
absolutely.
That's very
absolutely.
true.
He does have some articles in the past, though, that I bet you he wishes that he could come back. Some of them that have surfaced.
Dallas Cowboy takes?
Yeah, some of them like super kind of racially. It was a different time, but like very racially charged.
I mean, he covered America. He covered like the Irvin, Emmitt
Yes.
Smith,
Right.
Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys team.
OTB mailbag, a freak accident has given you the power to change any sound in the world to any other sound. What
wow.
sounds do you change, and what do you change them to?
I mean, I guess if I could change my flatulence to like a kind of pretty bird call, that wouldn't be bad. Like
That's hilarious.
nobody would ever know like what's going on. Just like, oh, is that a sparrow?
Unless you rip one in like the house or something.
Well,
It's
I
like, why
guess
is there a bird in here?
Or you could go opposite, like you could do like gymnasium buzzers into farts. You know what I mean?
An air ball goes or whatever.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I guess the bird song doesn't make sense too, because it's still going to emanate from your booty. So people
Right.
are going to be like, "Why is your
Whoa, bro?
What'd you put
Did
up
you
there?"
hear that
Not a gerbil. Never heard of that.
OTB mailbag, if you had the chance to go and play on this LSU team and be an All-American caliber player and help this team, what position do you play?
So guys, this is kind of like a combination of what kind of would we want to play, what would also help out the team the most.
Yeah,
is how I view this.
That's how I kind of read that too. Common sense would say go
You know
for
what,
the
bro? I'd
position
like
they
to be
need
an
the most help
All-American
at.
safety.
That'd be fun.
Like an Ed Reed badass.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like somebody that you could like come back and walk around the facility 10, 15 years from now and still be a badass.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few of them
Badger.
from LSU. Yeah, Badger definitely.
Pat Pete, but I mean, you
Yeah.
know, he's a corner defensive back. But I mean, like a LaRon Landry specimen.
I mean, I always had dreams about being a tight end just because you got to catch the ball. And that'd be really tight.
Hey,
And you could
linemen
still
get
block.
to catch the ball.
I don't know, T.
now,
It would be a bad time to be a
Now,
tight end
yeah.
at LSU.
That's what I'm saying. It's why I played center, though. You get to touch the ball every play, even more than the quarterback.
That's true. I'll play running back.
Running back be tight. I guess, honestly, too, like a badass All-American, like top 5 NFL pick offensive tackle would be cool. That'd be really cool.
I want LSU to get one of those.
Because that also means at that point I'm probably like 6'7" and like 300 pounds, and I'm just jacked.
I want that cat walking around
Just
campus.
looking like a monster.
What about you, Dan?
Quarterback.
Yeah, easy.
That makes sense.
Danny wants the ladies.
Hey,
That
alpha
makes sense.
over here.
Yep, yep.
Last one. Jordy, you were on a heater with guests pre-COVID. Seems to have fallen off. Their words, not mine.
Wow.
Who can we expect next as the A-list guest?
Right after we just give you Coach O again
And-
on a
and
Tuesday
Coach
in season.
Sting.
I ain't Coach Sting. I mean, the Kingmaker has not
They're-
fallen
they're
off in the
coming for
slightest.
you.
I tell you what, send your requests in and let's see if we can't make it happen.
Okay, I do kind of like that. That's a fun game. But yeah, also you got to understand during football season we are pretty much almost planned out every single spot throughout the week. So like, there's not a lot of wiggle room here.
Were we on heaters before COVID? I thought we were on heaters during COVID.
Yeah, I think it was probably early. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It was probably early pandemic. that we're talking
Speaking of
about.
heaters, there is nobody hotter covering the New Orleans Saints than Nick Underhill as far as his coverage goes. I'm talking about his coverage. New Orleans.football. Come back with us next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you by All-Star Toyota. Remember, All-Star Toyota is online at allstartoyota of BatonRouge.com. Shop them online or get in and stop in and see the showroom at on the corner of Goodwood and Airline, where they've been since 2005. Great sales department over there, headed by Aaron Piku. Friendly and fast, and customer service is what they put into it every day. Find out for yourself. You can shop brand new cars. You can shop pre-owned and certified vehicles, all online at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. I'll be going over there later today to get my new vehicle, just a little tire rotation, whatever else it needs. Shout out to my guy Tommy Waggis back there at the service party. Shout out to my girl Lisa Sessions, who's got me
As we're sitting here talking,
vehicle.
they just called and wished me happy birthday.
Wow. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's the type of customer service that we're talking about, my friends. So go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, check out the incredible October deals, or just go in and let them be your guide. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who, without being asked, shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community? We believe that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust.
So, if you know someone that sounds like what Jordy was just describing, nominate them to be your good citizen, and they'll have a chance to win $500 from Citizens Bank and Trust. Plus, we'll mention him right here on the show. So go to citizensbankandtrust.com for more details and nominate your good citizen.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our...
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Mike Anderson Seafood to recap both Monday Night Football games, preview Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and more. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
All right, shout out to Nick Underhill over at NewOrleans.football. We tell you every week if you're looking for Saints coverage and you're not a member at NewOrleans.football, well, then you really don't care about Saints coverage because it's really the only spot. Get over to NewOrleans.football and subscribe today. Become a member, and you can also check out the podcast. It's my favorite listening, as you can get it wherever you check your podcast out. Nick, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing
well,
good. Drew Brees, he zipped the mouth of a lot of critics on Sunday night. What'd you make of the quarterback's play?
Yeah, I thought he played really, really good. And I know it's easy to dismiss the performance, saying, it's the Lions and there's some issues with their defense and everything. But, I think with a lot of the stuff that was going on and the stuff that we needed to see, I think it was more internal. And I don't think it matters if you're playing the Lions or the 85 Bears. Accuracy is accuracy. Throwing passes down the field is throwing passes down the field. And Brees did those things. And, I think if we're looking at the narrative of him falling off a cliff or age being at a point where he's never dialing it back and looking good again, I think you're right that he did zip some mouths, and this was the performance that he needed to have. And I just think some things set up in this game, too, that allowed him to do that. Emmanuel Sanders played a lot better. I think he was detailed in his routes and the way he played, and I think that showed up with the chemistry there. And just like a lot of those little things, I think got a lot better. And then the other thing is that Detroit played a lot of cover one, and you were able to see them throw down the field a little bit more because they were able to isolate those routes. And with the way Drew's playing since 2017, that's what he needs to be able to make those throws. He's not going to try to, zip a ball in between his own coverage, but if you allow him to get one-on-one and his guy gets a step, that becomes a little bit more of a, lofted accuracy throw, and you see him do those things. So I think this was the performance they needed as an offense to kind of have a little bit of a springboard going forward. And, at least for a little while, I don't think that we'll have to, have these discussions about Drew, being too old to be effective.
No, I mean, look, I think he has a better arm than Josh Allen. He had more completions that traveled over 15 yards in the air. So, the proofs, numbers never lie. That's what they say, Nick. What was going through your head when the Lions, you kind of blink and it's 14-0. And then you're thinking about all the missing players, the 1 a.m. testing, just all the adversity. What's going through your head when it's 14-0?
And I was sitting out there and I was thinking, wow, I just spent all this money to come here for this. It just kind of felt like, here we go again. This is unbelievable. I can't believe that the team's in this situation. What's going on with the defense? Sean's been basically sending verbal subtweets at Dennis Allen all week, and they're playing like this. It looked really bad. But, as soon as they had that drive going the other way, I texted someone. I was like, they're going to win this game by 14. I mean, obviously they didn't, but you just saw with the offense that, they were dialed in. It looked easy. They looked like the Saints, and, they just had that rough start. But, man, I can't believe they won that game considering all they went through. 6 guys out. You're up until, 3, 4, 5 in the morning doing these COVID tests, which, the league's got to figure that out. That can't happen. You can't have someone the night before a game wondering if he has this. And if they can do these point-of-care tests, why aren't they doing them before someone gets on a flight? I understand that there's a lapse and there's only so much you can do. And, we get the same tests as the players. We go and we get tested before noon each day. They fly them to Houston. And then you get an email around 11 or 12 o'clock at night telling you, hey, you passed or you failed. So they're going through the same thing. There's that delay. But if you can do this point of care, and granted, they aren't as accurate, but if everybody's going to be trapped inside a metal tube, breathing recycled air, it seems like you should be spending the money to take that extra step, at least that one day per week, to make sure that something like this, to the best of your ability, is prevented. This just can't happen. There's too much money at play. These guys are too valuable to the league. They need to make sure that they're safe getting on these flights.
Nick Underhill, the exclusive voice of the New Orleans Saints, right here on Off the Bench. Check out his content at neworleans.football. Remember, weekly, it's brought to you by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. Peyton was talking a little bit about it yesterday, but Kamara's leading the league in touchdowns right now with 7. He looks like an all-pro. He looks like one of the best players in the league. How do you manage his snaps to make sure that he is as effective down the line? And what do you make of Latavius Murray and his role right now through 4 weeks?
I think that they should try to get that split a little bit, maybe a little bit more advantageous to Alvin. But basically, I look at 2017, how you used Ingram and Alvin. And granted, Murray isn't as effective in the passing game as Mark Ingram is. He was a really good screen runner. And really in 2017, he averaged more yards per screen than Alvin did. But, I would bang Murray between the tackles like they did in this game. Those inside zone runs for him this week were really, really good. And, if you're looking at the offensive line, Cesar Ruiz and Nick Easton really shined on those plays. And I thought that was one of the big reasons for improvement this week. And, granted, Andrews Pete wasn't out there, but, I don't know if you really noticed it in this game, but Yeah, I don't think you want to overuse Alvin. I think you need to be careful to manage his snaps and to make sure that he's this guy he is right now, and that you avoid that injury. So I would never try to push him towards 300 carries or anything like that, but I would try to get a little bit more of that split, and you gotta dial back with Alvin. And if you're going to use him more than you have in the past, try to get those plays in space and try to limit those hits. And your football purists are going to look at that one play he had early in the game. He was on the sideline and he stepped out of bounds instead of taking a hit. That's the stuff I want to see him doing, because he's too important to this team, and 2 yards is not worth an injury. Avoid those hits, limit the contact, and take hits when it makes sense, and just be smart about how you're using him. He's way too important to what they're doing. And I said before the season, if he stayed healthy, they could win a Super Bowl. And I still think, despite the start, that once they get everybody back, if he does stay healthy until the end of the year, I still think they have a really, really good chance.
Yeah, there's going to be a massive one coming up with Tampa Bay in a few weeks when you look at how kind of both those schedules are lining up. So I read your film breakdown in New Orleans football, and the kind of insight that you get is incredible. Like, for instance, that wheel route that they hit to Alvin Kamara is only the third time in his career he's run a wheel route from the slot out of the trips formation. Like, that's the type of coverage you get with Nick. And so you talked about, like, kind of the touches being split between Murray and Kamara. How about what I love, Nick, and I don't know how, I guess what I'm saying is, how common is this? I loved when they were on the goal line and they have both those guys in the game at the same time, and you got kind of Kamara threatening the flanks, whereas Murray's that kind of gut punch to the middle. Like, it puts the defense in a very odd spot.
Yeah, I think they should do more of that stuff, honestly. It doesn't show up quite enough. And, there's a few things that they're not doing yet that I'm a little bit surprised by. I continue to be surprised by the usage of Taysom Hill. I thought that he'd be more involved in the passing game.
Yeah.
I don't know about these, the direct snaps and that. They haven't been too effective yet. And, frankly, the fumbles are quite concerning with him, and he needs to dial that in. Like, you can't take out your starting quarterback to have the change of pace guy fumble the ball. Like, that just can't happen.
Yeah.
But, I do think those plays are very effective with him. They just need to find more ways to get him more involved in the passing game. And I thought they tried a little bit this week, but, I really believe that Minnesota game was going to be the blueprint. But they do have all these unique guys and different ways to use them. And I just don't know that we've seen the creativity dialed up to, quite, a 10 yet. And there is a lot of stuff they can do to keep stressing guys out. They did have the Lions off balance a little bit more in this game than I felt they did in other games. They were up to 14 personnel groupings in this one. They were 13 in week one. And, last week and the week before, it was below 10 in both games. So, I don't know if not having Mike Thomas dialed things back a little bit and they were a little bit more conservative, but there's a lot of stuff that they can still do. And I don't think that they've quite hit their stride yet offensively.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a fool me twice situation with the direct snaps. Like, Taysom can be involved elsewhere, but that needs to, I think, get shut down for now. Okay, so last one here, Nick. What is the status of Mike Thomas? Let me just go down the list. Lattimore, Davenport. Like, what is the status of everybody as far as you know on Tuesday?
I think Mike Thomas is going to do everything within his power to play this week. He practiced most of last week. I think by Friday it became pretty evident that he wasn't going to play. But, I think that if Mike's able to walk, he'll walk and hobble himself out there and play the game. He's just, he's the type of guy that's going to do everything possible, and you aren't going to stop him. So I would say he's very close. I'm guessing here, but if I had to, go place my wager somewhere, I would bet yes. But, not too aggressively, but a conservative yes bet. Lattimore last week, I was told his hamstring injury wasn't major. So, I think it's probably a week-to-week thing. Davenport, right after he got hurt, the talk was that he wasn't immediately rolled out. They were going to see how he responded, that it was just a tweak of the toe. So I don't know. I don't know with him. It's like you see him on the field or you don't. Like it's just at this point, it just feels like there's something always going on. And that's not a knock on him. It's just, that's just basically where it's at right now. So we'll see with him, but they need him. Look, I mean, Cam Jordan's been doubled on, heading into this game, it was 34% of his snaps, I think. This week it was around 40%. Last year it was 25%. They need somebody else on that other side of the line to take a little bit of attention away, so he's not running into, a tackle and a running back or a tackle and a tight end or a tackle and a guard virtually at every other snap. And that's a huge issue for the team. Like, I think if we're going through the list of things, I think at some point you assume that Lattimore and Jenkins' talent's going to shine through and they're going to stop making these mistakes. But where's the pass rush coming from? I mean, it can't just be Trey Hendrickson sneaking through 3 times a game because everybody's looking at the other side of the line. Like, they need him out there. And I think he's far more important to their success, Davenport, than I think anybody really thought.
Wow.
NewOrleans.football. Subscribe today to get your Saints information. Nick Underhill is the best at it. And make sure and subscribe to that podcast as well. Wherever you get your podcast from, you can check out NewOrleans.football podcast. Thank you, Nicky. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Always. That Conversation Weekly is brought to you by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. We'll be back and close at hour 2.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Central Plumbing Company online, centralplumbing.org. Remember, 925-8552 is how you get in touch with the crew this morning. You need residential or commercial plumbing services? They've been doing it since the mid-'70s over there at Central Plumbing Company. They can help you today. Get in touch with Jay Payne, Zach Payne, Brandon LeBlanc, the entire crew. In fact, if you can do it yourself, Central Do It Yourself, Central Plumbing, Plumb It Yourself.
Yep.
That you can find at Greenville Springs Road. Remember, 925-8552 or online, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, if you're like Jordy said, the showroom's fantastic. Central Plumbing yourself, go in there and you can pick up what you need. Or if you're like me and you're not that handy, and plumbing is stuff that's like way more complicated than some other stuff that you can kind of learn to do around your house, don't even think twice. Just call Central Plumbing and at 925-8552, and they come out to your house. You don't have to finger. Your problems are solved. Everybody who comes in your home is licensed, bonded, and insured. So you can trust who's coming in. There's a great warranty to give you peace of mind after the work is done. Flat rate pricing structure, so no surprise or hidden fees. Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and the Thurns grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge. Innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Yo, join us for a Tuesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. Chris Doring of the SEC Network joins us to talk all things SEC football, and we also check in on Hunt Palmer after the Cubs are eliminated from the postseason. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, love our Tuesdays here on Off the Bench. Appreciate all the interaction on the YouTube Bayou Ford chat app. Remember, if you are not subscribed to the Off the Bench or 104.5 ESPN YouTube site, get over there and get subscribed to get notified for all the content that happens there throughout the day. We're live on all of our day parts there on YouTube, so you can make sure and check out all the program that's happening here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. But shout out to Coach O, shout out to Derek Stingley Sr., and to Nick Underhill for stopping by, and to you for our mailbag questions and interacting with us on Tuesday. T, what's coming up in Hour 3?
So in Hour 3, I got my copy of Peyton and Breeze by Jeff Duncan, the man behind the greatest offense in NFL history. So last night I just started right before bed. I read the foreword, which was by Steve Gleason, which was excellent, and then just the prologue, and I'm already struck by just how this book is going to take you into just how incredibly mentally taxing it is to actually understand what's going on at a football field as a quarterback at any given time. So touch on that a bit. We will send off Bill O'Brien, fire the flaming arrows into his boat as he is now set sail for the great shores of Valinor.
If you're a Texans fan, I'm waking up this morning, I'm more pissed off at McNair and the ownership group than I am anybody. I mean, you're going to tell me you're going to let this guy lose 4 straight games after he dealt away DeAndre Hopkins for Deshaun Watson, and now you're deciding to fire this bum?
Well, yeah, it's like even the thing is, like, why fire him now? I mean, like, I get it, you're frustrated, but why fire him now? Like, it accomplishes nothing, really, and they have no resources to work with. They're going to get a really high draft pick this year. Oh, wait, no, that's the Dolphins pick. So shout out to the Miami Dolphins, looking like they got 2 top 10 picks coming their way. And then think about it. If you're the Dolphins.
Is this the Tunsil trade?
Yeah, we'll go into his trades. Yeah, there are, yes, this is when he gave up 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills.
I mean, like, that is a fireable offense.
And then he
Forget
didn't
the DeAndre Hopkins, David Johnson job.
But he didn't get a first-round pick even for DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not even a Texans fan, and I hate Bill O'Brien.
And you know what's wild? He won the division 4 out of 5 years. He took over a 2-14 team and then won the division 4 out of 5 years, and it doesn't
was never
even
a threat.
Matter.
Never
Well,
a threat.
last year, up 24-0 on the Chiefs, it felt like maybe, and then, they just completely
What Chiefs?
fell apart, and the Chiefs did what the Chiefs did. And actually, the Chiefs had a lead by half somehow. Like, I thought the Saints' 28-14 lead at half was absurd last Sunday, given how it started, but that game's even crazier. So, yeah, we'll fire the flaming arrows into Bill O'Brien's boat as it sails away. Some more numbers on the NFC least. And then I just keep thinking about this Tampa Bay-New Orleans matchup that's coming up here in a few weeks. A lot to go till then, but if you look at the schedules, it will likely be for the NFC South, which is kind of crazy.
All right, stick around. Hour 3, OTB. OT coming at you as we'll get out of
and
here at
Brandon
10 a.m.
Walker from Barstool Sports is going to stop by and take his licks since he took a victory lap last week, and now he has to know what, now he's felt the true volatility of Mike Leach.
All-Star Toyota driving us home. Come back with us. Hour 3 next.
Off the Bench with Collada and T-Bob.
Get over to Ochsner. Remember, Ochsner today, they've got 3 locations for you here in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Covington with all state-of-the-art facilities. If you're a professional athlete, a weekend athlete, a weekend warrior, an ancient athlete, anywhere in between, Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute has what it takes to get you back into the game, into the pool, onto the court as quickly and as safely as possible. They can do that all under one roof. MRIs, surgeries, rehab. Find out what Ochsner Sports Medicine can help you with today at ochsner.org.
Ochsner.org, Ochsner.org. If you need an MRI in Baton Rouge, you want to go to the Grove, dude. This new room that they have is unreal in terms of comfort, in terms of getting, the most technologically advanced read that you can get so the best decisions can be made. And really, that just sums up all of Ochsner. Whether it's the sports performance training, try to get bigger, stronger, faster, or you need surgery, or exploring non-surgical options, or physical therapy, everything is about maximizing your potential. No stone left unturned. Go to Ochsner.org today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
When morning came to Louisiana, we were hopeful, not hibernating. We were mending fences, feeding neighbors, and holding our kids. When morning came to Louisiana, we were wide awake, planting seeds for next year's crops. We were stronger, ready for what's next. And together, as we build anew, Blue Cross stands ready to support you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by...
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 6th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 86. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Brought to you by Carriages. Coming up on OTB OT, Barstool Sports, Brandon Walker stops by at 9:30. Make sure to follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Get inside the Bayou 4 chat and subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime channels. New content every day, so set the notifications. OTB OT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria,
Welcome in, OTBOT, T-Bob, Musso, Danny, hanging out with you for this final third hour as we do every single day. I got a lot to get to this hour. Said Brandon Walker from Barstool Sports coming by. He may have a new rival entering the Barstool ecosystem. We don't know yet. We'll see over the next few days. Maybe somebody that we know well. But that's not what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk to him about the Mike Leach experience. Giveth, taketh away. Could he imagine it have gone this way? How did he enter Saturday feeling versus how he ended up? How does he feel about Ole Miss? We're having an interesting conversation about Taysom Hill in the huddle right now. And that's what we're going to do this first segment. We're going to get into a lot of our NFL takes. Coming up next segment, May.
You mean the Bayou Ford chat?
What'd I say? The huddle?
Yeah.
Yes, the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Thank you.
Don't drag up bad memories for some people, T-Bob.
Yeah, I enjoyed the huddle for the most part, for sure. But I'm loving the YouTube chat. That's because of all of y'all are awesome. So thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Helps us out. But yeah, we're going to talk NFL talks, talk to Brandon Walker, maybe a little more on LSU. I have some other thoughts going into this weekend. How do y'all feel about like a little LSU number review? Like, I feel like a lot of people may actually, and this will be just real quick, but I feel like a lot of people may actually not know the numbers that they're looking on defense. Because like I've been having to look it up. I've been going there with an LSU numerical roster to make sure of who's who. So we'll go over some of that a bit later on as well.
Oh, you mean like jersey numbers?
I mean like a literal jersey number review. Like I don't think anybody.
You meant like yards per game.
No.
Pass rush stats.
I don't think anybody has sat here and actually laid out who's who on the defense. And I caught myself on the pod yesterday. Hold That Podcast. Go check it out. And yeah, I'm like, we're sitting here, we're talking about Andre Anthony and Ojulari and all these other guys. I'm like, I don't know if the people at home actually know who's who, or like what number is Joseph Evans?
73.
I don't think so. Not on the defensive line.
I think he's still 73.
I thought he was 94. See, this is the exact point. So we're going to get into an LSU number review as well. No, Avo, I am not the one entering the Barstool ecosystem, but somebody that we know may be. Okay, well, let's just dive into this Taysom Hill thing since it's going on right now. Joseph Clayman saying that, we should be patient with Hill. Granted, I think Breeze or Kamara, it's like fumbled like once a year, twice a year. Like, why are Hill's fumbles matter more? That you should give him the benefit of the doubt. My deal is though, when you are in such and I get what you're saying, like just from a raw number standpoint, the number of fumbles, he didn't fumble last year. It's comparable with those other guys, but the volume that the other guys produce at the volume of the workload, the amount of times they touch the ball is so much higher. When you are in this niche spot and you only get X amount of touches, you cannot afford to have 2 fumbles this early on in the season, especially now when you're taking your Hall of Fame quarterback on and everything else. But just like in any niche position, right? It's why a punt returner who has fumbles no longer returns punts. And so I don't feel like, look, I want Taysom Hill to continue to be used. I don't know that I want him to continue to play quarterback. Because it's not just the fumbles. He got like a 7-yard gain, I think, on one read option or on one zone read, which is nice. But he also missed a wide open Emmanuel Sanders on the in route in the middle of the field. I just don't think it's paying dividends, the package. Now, what did the double pass was nice. Lining him up at tight end, getting the ball into his hands. I like these things. Use him as a decoy. Use him in creative ways with Drew Brees on the field. The same way that I love the Kamara and Latavius Murray combination being on the field at the same time, which you saw them use to great effect. A couple of 3rd and 5 and goal, third and goal from the 5, 3rd goal from the 6, and they run it up the gut with Murray and get it because of a lot of the misdirection from Kamara. So yeah, like use Taysom Hill in those ways as a weapon surrounding Brees, rather than the weapon being featured on the game. And I mean, you can fumble once, you can't fumble twice. I don't know how much more simply to explain that, and I'm still not sold on him as a quarterback as well. All right, let's get to some of these other NFL takes. Like I said, I started reading Peyton and Breeze. We'll as I get through, we'll talk to Jeff Duncan about it. And Jeff has done an incredible job. I only got through the prologue last night, but he breaks down the drive from Peyton and Bree's perspective, the drive against the Texans to open the season last year. Remember, they go down, they score, they take the lead, everything's good, blah, blah, and then like 2 plays later, Deshaun Watson and Kenny Stills find a way to score a touchdown. Looks like the Saints are screwed. Looks like they've lost the game. And then Breeze engineers a surgical 2-minute drill to set Lutz up for the 57-yard winner. But what I'm so struck by, y'all, and y'all got to read it after I'm done, or if you want to, we'll get it to you. But what I'm so struck by is just the sheer amount of variables that are going through a quarterback's head at any given time, and especially the 2-minute drill where Breeze calls the plays himself. And because of the access that Duncan has, you're hearing from Breeze and from Peyton himself. And imagine being Drew Brees. You got a running clock. You have X amount of time as you're jogging up to the line, and you're looking at everything. You're looking at, okay, what kind of defense are they in? Okay, where are my personnel matchups? Do I like this guy and this guy? Do I like this guy and this guy? Then you're looking at, okay, whose technique may be a bit flawed? Is his hip turned too far in? Is his coverage too soft? Are his shoulders turned this way or that way? And it just reinforces the analogy that I always use with Drew Brees, which is like that scene in The Matrix where you're finally seeing the Matrix for what it is, the incredible amount of interconnecting parts that he's having to process in a blink, in a matter of seconds, and then make the right decision. It's just borderline unbelievable. It just drives home why there's only about 12 human beings, 15 human beings on the planet that have the mental and physical skill set combination to be able to play that position at an acceptable level. I mean, how many fan bases are truly happy with their quarterback in the NFL? Is it like 12 to 15? Would you say? I mean, I feel like 15 is even a little high.
Count them up.
There might be.
The Bills.
We can count them up. Count them up. Like, just put together like a rough list, because we don't need to get too specific. But just the idea is that it's incredibly hard to play quarterback, and that Peyton and Breeze book does a really good job of giving you some insight into that. As we talked about, get out the flaming arrows, set him to sea. Even though they had a lot of success at times, Bill O'Brien's time in Houston is done. And ultimately, it's not really Coach Bill O'Brien that did himself in as much as it seems like it was GM Bill O'Brien. An unreal set. I mean, so, this is what you do. Somebody gets fired and you take account of their resume. And it is shocking, the general manager moves that Bill O'Brien made. And it is shocking that ownership allowed him to do it in the first place. It's shocking that ownership allowed him to continue it. What is the setup with the Patriots? Is Bill Belichick the GM there essentially?
Yeah,
right?
they don't have a GM. It's Bill.
But they do have Bill's best friend. What's his name? Ernie? Is it Ernie? Not Ernie Johnson. That's
it's not Ernie Johnson.
It's not Ernie Johnson. It's
not Ernie Johnson.
Ernie Adams, maybe, is kind of his shadow right-hand man. I know that helps him a lot. Okay, look, Belichick is the exception, not the rule. I cannot fathom in a modern setting giving a head coach GM powers. How are you supposed to do both of those jobs? I mean, think about the financial hoops that Mickey Loomis has to navigate. Think about the scouting hoops. Think about the impact that a guy like Jeff Ireland made coming in on the scouting department. And then think about one person having to do all of that and then also be the head coach of the football team. It's just entirely too much. And it was obvious that Bill O'Brien was out of his depth to begin with when it came to the front office. So obviously the big one, if we were going to go just kind of relive the Bill O'Brien highlights, trading DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson in a second-round pick. That just looks dumber and dumber. Even with the Cardinals starting to slide a bit, that is just that it's just no justification. And then it gets even worse when you think about the fact that they give up 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills. Like, how can you give up 2 first-round picks for Laramie Tunsil and then not get a first-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins? I just don't understand how that negotiation takes place. You give up Jadeveon Clowney for a third-round pick and Barkevious Mingo. You give up a third-round pick for Duke Johnson. You give up a second-round pick for Brandon Cooks. You give Randall Cobb $18 million guaranteed. The Texans have only made 2 first-round picks in the past 5 years. Not only that, due to the contracts that you handed out, and look, I think Deshaun Watson deserve the big contract, but due to that, Tunsil, the other contracts you handed out, you are over the cap next year. You have one of the highest payrolls in the entire NFL, and you have no resources in terms of draft capital to be able to get back, to be able to get some of those cheap contracts to help alleviate that money issue. So, I mean, I feel terrible for Texans fans. You were just in an absolutely abysmal spot. I feel great for Miami fans, though, right? I mean, at first I was being dumb, and I was like, okay, well, but, they're so bad that, like, the Texans could get first, and they obviously don't need a quarterback, so they could get, like, so many resources back for the draft, right? They just trade the Trevor Lawrence golden ticket, and then I'm like, wait, I'm an idiot. Miami has that pick. And where that becomes crazy, let's say, okay, so if the Texans, I don't think they will, but if the Texans did end up giving Miami the first overall pick in the NFL draft, and you have Tua Tagovailoa, who has not played over Ryan Fitzpatrick yet, which is, injury, who knows if we see Tua this year, what do you do if you're Miami? Are you sold on Tua? I mean, it's impossible for us to know, but do you think they are? Or would they, is Trevor Lawrence, is it like a Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray thing where Trevor Lawrence is so attractive that you go ahead and take him anyway?
I mean, I don't know if it's just that, but I mean, with your point on the Dolphins, that there's a reason Tua hasn't played yet.
See, but to me, I just always assumed it's injury. So you don't think it's injury?
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That could be it.
Okay, yeah.
So if he's still hurt and he's not progressing like you, and I don't know that, and I don't want to, say this like it's fact, but if that is the case, then maybe you're not married to him and you do take the shot at Trevor. There's a reason, and it's not because Ryan Fitzpatrick is good.
I mean,
that's not the reason.
Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick has to get in a lot of September and October football.
You know what that is?
It's just the NFL rule.
No, you know what that is? That's like the Patriots making a conscious choice last night to play Brian Hoyer for 3 quarters before putting in Jared Stidham. There's a reason they made that decision.
Yeah.
How bad is Stidham? So what's the reason that Tua hasn't got on the field? Is it injury still? Is he not progressing the way they thought from the injury?
I mean, I just always,
the playbook?
I guess I just always assumed that injury was severe enough to where you wouldn't even risk it.
See, I'm with you on that, though.
But
I don't think it's his ability to play the game.
But I mean,
think
you
it's
never
his
know with
actual,
Alabama players, dude. You never know with Alabama players. I mean,
especially quarterbacks.
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts when it comes to Bama. And what I mean by that is, like, they're so much more talented on any given weekend than whoever they line up across from, that everybody looks better than they may actually be on a more even playing field. So sure, a lot of these guys go on and do great things, but you see a lot of flame out as well. And that could actually apply to a lot of massive schools. It's just that Alabama's recruiting talent gap is maybe even larger. So yeah, I mean, maybe so. It's just interesting to think about if you're the Dolphins. Either way, it looks like the Dolphins will end up with a top 10 pick, and then they'll probably get themselves a top 10 pick as well with how they're playing right now. What's the Dolphins record, actually? They're 1-3?
I think they're 1-3.
Yeah, that makes sense. What would you do if you were Miami and you had that? Would you take Lawrence, Tagovailoa? All right, when we get back, more NFL talk, LSU number review, and then Brandon Walker coming up at 9:30 here on OTBOT.
OTB, OT. Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into front-to-back boat services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front-to-back boat services.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Foundation failure is common in South Louisiana, and that's why homeowners here turn to a local company they can trust, WCK Foundation Repair.
WCK is the only company that specializes in drilled piers, the ideal solution for Louisiana's unique soil conditions. WCK is locally owned and operated by a group of professionals with years of experience.
Learn more about the signs of foundation failure on WCKFoundationRepair.com. Call for a free estimate. WCK Foundation Repair. Support the home team.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rowan Davey talking Tigers, Larry Holder talking Saints, and UFC legend, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell joins us. Join us as well, 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yo, what up? Welcome back. OTB, OT. Hanging out with you here. Got our number review ready to go. We didn't get to all of our NFL takes thus far. We made fun of Bill O'Brien a lot. This is what I'll say. So if you're listening to this, chances are you follow Louisiana sports. There's maybe an outside chance, though, given the numbers, I'm never sure about this. There's an outside chance that maybe you're a Pelicans fan. And if you watched the Pelicans closely for these last few years, I just cannot help but be reminded of Dell Demps when I look at Bill O'Brien's moves. Just completely sacrificing long-term assets for short-term gains that just don't really pay off in the slightest. I mean, when you think about the guys that he went and got, trading picks for Cooks, trading picks for Tunsil and Stills, trading picks for who else do we have on the list there? Duke Johnson, right? Like, it's the same thing Demps did. He was so panicked about trying to build around Anthony Davis that he just went after these like veteran guys that you at least knew would make a team. But the trade, like, what a veteran guy like that commands, sure, he may be an upgrade at a position for you, but the opportunity cost, the draft pick that you have to give up, it's a pick that could go boom or bust, but the potential still, I think that's a losing. It's just it's a losing equation for the team that is giving up the picks, because that's your future. That's draft capital. That's resources that can be used in multiple different ways. And all of a sudden you tie it to a vet and he doesn't make that much of an impact. And then what are you doing? Then you're the Texans, and you have no picks, you have no money, and you really have no future. Like, you just have no young talent, especially when you talk about the salary cap going down and trying to manage that. And you look at the rookie wage pay scale and just how valuable rookie contracts are, right? It's one of the reasons why Dallas has to be kicking themselves, because they look terrible now. They look like they have completely wasted the Dak Prescott rookie contract window, which you saw the Rams take advantage of Jared Goff when he was in that. Like, if you hit on one of those guys, you have to take advantage. And the Texans will not even have the opportunity to hit on one of those guys. So I don't know what you do. I don't know who takes that job from a GM or a head coaching standpoint. And I don't know how you feel about ownership that first off allowed O'Brien to do what he did, but then fired him after 4 games to really accomplish nothing except to say, like, we're very upset with what's gone on. But, I mean, that could have been done at the end of the season. It would have been the same thing. I saw Bill Barnwell on ESPN saying, like, maybe you should have waited and then you have a deal in place to maybe give the fan base something where it's like, okay, we fired O'Brien, but we got Lincoln Riley coming in. Granted, though, if I'm Lincoln Riley, this is not the job that I am making the jump for. So Texans have been really bad, but maybe they can make themselves feel a bit better because at least they're not as bad as the entirety of the NFC East. I don't have a lot to say here except that we talked about it a bit yesterday. How do y'all feel about Doug Peterson's decision to play for the tie the other week with was that actually the Bengals, right? Wasn't that? Yeah. The tie when he punted in overtime and he was getting all this grief.
I don't think he would have done that if there was fans in the stands.
Oh,
Philly
really?
Fans at all? Yeah.
Really? You don't think you would have?
Yeah, it would have been brutal. Like the Philly fans in the stands.
Yeah, but you can't make. But I mean, he can't be making. Granted, there's a human element where maybe you just give yourself over to it, but you can't be making those decisions based off like fans in the stands. What?
I know, but
especially not in a place like Philly, those fans will like force you to do things that you don't want to do, force you to text Santa, force you to do like all the old Philly stuff
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
I think it just showed an incredible lack of confidence in Carson Wentz.
Which is also true. Wentz has now thrown 7 picks.
He had no confidence that Carson Wentz wasn't going to turn the ball over. You played the field position in his mind in that, and in turn you play for the tie.
So here's the deal, though.
A tie is better than losing.
Yes,
because of that tie, they're leading their division.
Exactly. So that's kind of the point. Is like ties are not the worst thing. I also don't hate ties. Like, it's not like we have ties in the playoffs. Like, you get an eventual winner either. I think there's a lot to be said for 2 teams battling, and through 5 quarters, you just can't decide who the better team is. I think it has any interesting things for the standings. But you're right. It actually does have the Eagles in first place for whatever that's worth, which is not very much. The other thing it did, it barely saved the NFC East from being the worst division all time since the 1970 NFL-AFL merger. Since that merger, there have been over 344 different division races. And this 2020 East would be the worst if not for that tie. They are 3-12-1. In 1984, the AFC Central was a combined 3-13. This is easily the worst, though, when you look at just the 8 division era of the NFL. So NFC East, y'all are terrible. On the opposite side of that, there's a couple powerhouses in the NFC South. And like we said, don't look now. But if you look at the Bucs and the Saints schedule, start the hype train. Even now, you got Tom Brady throwing pick sixes all over the place, but then still throwing a lot of touchdowns. 5 touchdowns, 5 different receivers. Bucs now in first place in the South. Saints do have the tiebreaker. If they sweep them, then that's the ultimate tiebreaker. So, let's hope that you get Mike Thomas back this week. You start to figure out the dynamics between using him while still taking advantage of Emmanuel Sanders and of the emergence of Traquan Smith, Alvin Kamara, and a healthy Mike Thomas and a healthy Alvin Kamara. That should have you salivating, Saints fans. And so I'm really looking forward to that. All right, real quick here before we go to break, and we get to Brandon Walker of Barstool Sports. He comes to take his medicine. Let's do just a real quick LSU number review. So going into Saturday, this Saturday, if you haven't got it through 2 games, I know a lot haven't. For instance, we asked about Joseph Evans. He actually is number 94 now.
Switched it.
The O-line switch. How badass would it be if he started at guard this weekend? I know O said they're not going to do it, but I've never heard of that. Like, that would be the first time I've ever seen that in my entire life.
He'd have to switch his number back.
A player, yeah, he would. A player start at D tackle one week and then guard the next. And you can do that easily. It's not a number thing, but they're just not going to.
It'd be interesting.
Andre Anthony is number 3 on this defense. That is not Jacoby Stevens. Remember, Jacoby Stevens is now number 7. BJ Ojulari, you hear us mention him a lot. The freshman pass rusher from Eric Gilbert's high school over the Marietta. He is number 8. You definitely probably know this by now, but in case you don't, Ali Gay, the giant that you see, is number 11, looking like Stretch Armstrong down there. Maurice Hampton Jr. is number 14. You see him coming in every now and then. Jabril Cox is 19. You likely know that. The other linebacker in the mix, you see 23 out there. It's Micah Baskerville. 25, Cordell Flott. So these are going to be your CBs, right? 25 is Cordell Flott. 24 is Stingley. And then Ricks is number 1. So look for those 3 out there. Trevez Moore is 49. 49 always calls up images of Barkevius Mingo to me. But
and Arden Key.
Yeah, and Arden Key. It's a good point. So if you want to look for that pass rusher off the edge, 49 is one to watch as well. Apuaika is 62. You probably already knew that. 62. What a good number for somebody as big as Apuaika. And then the new D lineman. I think this is where you probably need the most. So Jacoby Guillory is 90. Jaquelin Roy is 99. Those are your 2 freshmen defensive tackles. Glenn Logan, who comes back this week, is 97. Joseph Evans is 94. So that is your LSU numerical roster update. I think probably the biggest ones. Ujulari's 8. Andre Anthony's now 3. And then the interior guys who we just went over. All right, when we get back, Brandon Walker, Barstool Sports, more next here on OTBOT.
OTBOT.
Look, we're having a lot of fun on game day. Yeah, we are. But you know, make even more fun here in the fan cave. It'd be even more fun if we got some of that Hooters to go. So, in fact, I'm going to download the Hooters app, and by doing that, I'm going to get a free appetizer. I'm also going to be open up to all sort of incredible deals throughout. You just stay on the app. And what else I can do, I can just order food from my local Hooters, and they go pick it up. So remember, Hooters is your headquarters for game day, and if you can't get in, they still have the wing, the beer, the sports, the TVs, everything else, but space goes fast. So maybe you're watching at home, maybe you're having friends over. Don't stress about cooking. Don't even worry about all that. Just go pick up a ton of wings from Hooters. Order right there in the app. Order on Hooters.com. Next thing you know, you got wings to fly. You pick them up. You're back home. Your guests are happy. You got delicious food, the Hooters wings, toast, and the classic sauce, and you're watching football on your couch, but with Hooters wings. So download the app today. Get a free appetizer, and remember that Hooters is your headquarters for football.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is it, what smart customers wait for all year. The Richards Honda Trade-In, Trade-Up event. Right now, get more money for your trade and a great price on something new. That's a win-win, only at richardshonda.com. The smart choice.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Upgrading your ride is as easy as richardshonda.com during the Trade-In, Trade-Up event. It's a once-a-year event with great prices on every vehicle in stock. So trade up today. I-12 at Mill.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. We're live from Mike Anderson Seafood to recap both Monday Night Football games, preview Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and more. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB OT. Right now, it's my pleasure. Let's dive right in. We got our guy Brandon Walker back in here at B Walker SEC. Of course, he works for Barstool Sports, hosts Walk the Line, Necessary Roughness Pod. Go check them both out. He is a Mississippi State guy, rightfully so. He celebrated the emergence of doggy style, and he danced on our corpses after week 1. But he figured out that sometimes doggy style can be too much of a good thing, and sometimes it causes you to finish a bit early, even prematurely, you could say. And that's a lesson that hurts when you get hit with it. So let's welcome in now. Brandon, what's up, man? How are you feeling?
Hey, T-Bob. Listen, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. As we all know, college football is about the spirit of competition, first and foremost. It is about fellowship with your fellow fans.
Yep.
It is about turning young men into men.
Yep.
And that is really the extent of what it's about. And
Don't forget
for you
education. Don't forget education.
For you to boil it down to something like wins and losses is frankly cheapening the experience, and I thought better of you, and I will not be a part of that.
Yes, it's the Mississippi State and LSU communities that we're all there for. I mean, look, we'll get to this, but I do feel like both Mississippi State and LSU, we're not in a bad place to make a truce here and try to burn down the rest of the West, but we'll get there. Take me back to Saturday, Brandon, because I got a bunch of Mississippi State friends. I've always felt an affinity for the fan base. So like I was on the Leach bandwagon. I was super excited. When you woke up Saturday morning, just how were you feeling?
T-Bob, last Monday or Tuesday, whenever I talked to you last, I spent most of the day looking at the schedule and just trying to find a loss, and I just couldn't do it. At Alabama, whatever. At Georgia, who cares? They can't stop us. I go into Saturday and the sun's shining. I mean, I did all kind of obligations. I got out. I got donuts early in the morning.
Yep.
I did yard work. I was just living my life. And come 7:30 Eastern time on Saturday night, everything changed.
I mean, it's
everything changed. At the end of the Patriot, when the Americans have finally won, and the British general's just sitting there, and he's got to surrender, and he says, "Everything has changed. Everything will change. It's all over." That was me. I was in my house waving the white flag. I was done. There were cannons going off. Arkansas didn't even play that well. Fat offensive line coach from Georgia nobody wanted just beat me. Just beat me and ended all my dreams.
So I'm sorry I had to use that dark magic that I put on you, man. I sacrificed.
Why did you do that?
I know.
You told people about that?
No, I can't say it on air, but I did text Brandon, and I engaged in some very dark, erotic rituals featuring a picture of Sam Pittman and my daughter's stuffed bulldog. And it was all in an effort to curse Mississippi State. And I did tell Brandon this. And I'm sorry that it worked out. I mean.
Well, there's nothing. We didn't do anything to you guys. You're the ones that hired Bo Pelini. We didn't do that.
Okay, that's okay. Well, so Brandon, that was actually my biggest takeaway from the Arkansas game. If that doesn't drive home how horrendous the LSU game plan was, like, I have no idea what will. So, because I watch the LSU games live here in studio. We do like a stream, whatever, called the Fan Cave, right? So I didn't get to watch. Hey, Fan Cave's a good name. Thank you. But I didn't get to watch kind of the Arkansas game as like as close as I wanted to. I'm watching in the background. It's on a screen. So like, what happened? How did they stop the air raid?
Well, first of all, you didn't miss anything by not watching that game. It was like two midgets in a dunk contest. It was ugly. It was not a pretty event. It was just, I don't know. Leach never adjusted, and they dropped 8 in the coverage every single snap. Barry Odom, their defense coordinator, coached his butt off, and Leach just never did anything. Arkansas, you know what's depressing? Can I talk to you? Just me and you?
Yeah. Okay, everybody, Musso, just kill the stream, kill the feed, terrestrial radio. All right, just mano. What up, B? What you got, buddy?
Mississippi State's 0-2 against Felipe Franks. You know how bad you got to be 0-2 against Felipe Franks?
That sucks, dude. That really sucks. I mean, I feel for you, dude. It does kind of feel like the Mike Leach experience super distilled. Right? I mean, all offseason we talk about how you're definitely going to knock someone off that you shouldn't, and then you'll probably lose a game that you shouldn't. And, hey, look, I mean, if nothing else, you've already fully experienced it, so you're kind of free from here on out, right? Like, you can kind of go whatever direction.
It's really weird. Well, first of all, roller coasters, we talk about roller coasters, but they're very fun.
They are fun.
They're exciting. They're thrilling. Until you fall out of your seat and you get snapped in half by a roller coaster cable, which happened to me Saturday night, like Final Destination.
And then Sam Pittman standing over your dead body. Yes, sir! Just yelling at you.
I can't tell you how many. Oh, by the way, the Arkansas fan base, they just haven't won in so long. They have no idea how to do winning Twitter at all. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. I've gotten so many DMs saying, "Oh yeah, we got a fat coach." Well, you're ugly. Okay, relax. You need to learn how to talk crap. I know you guys haven't won since 2017, but come on, we gotta get up to speed. Anyway, I don't know. What are we talking about? Next
Bro,
week,
they were 1-24 in their last 25 SEC games, dude.
I feel guilty because now they think they're going to win other games. They're going to go 1-9. Mississippi State couldn't have played worse. Mississippi State outgained them by 130 yards. Felipe Franks, he's the worst quarterback in the major college football, and he beat us. He just beat us.
Okay. So Brandon, they say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And look, we've had our battles. You doggy styled us. I didn't like it. Okay. But it happened. I think it's time for our two fan bases to maybe come together because there's another threat rising in the West, and that is Lane Kiffin. Man, look. That is Lane Kiffin and the old. Hey, how you feel? Okay, so tell me why they're not. You got Matt Corral leading 76% of pad, 350 a game, 7 touchdowns, beat Kentucky. What's going on?
Mark Stoops can't control his program. Mark Stoops has players throwing up the deuces and not scoring touchdowns and fumbling 2 plays later. And then Mark Stoops can't have a kicker that can make an extra point. They want him to miss the extra point. Don't act like they went up there and won a real game. That was a fake game.
So how are you feeling about the Egg Bowl as we sit here October 6th?
Well, I don't feel as good as I did last week, Steve Albert, for being honest. But though I do feel good about this. Ole Miss, and I know their offense is exciting and Lane's exciting, and he's hard to hate. He is hard to hate. But their defense might be the worst in the country.
They're terrible.
They gave up 408 yards on the ground to Kentucky. Real offense, and Kentucky doesn't have a good offense. So I feel okay. The Egg Bowl night might be 91-90.
Talking to Brandon Walker here at B Walker SEC on Twitter. Barstool Sports, you know him, you love him. Hosts Walk the Line and Necessary Roughness Pod. Kind of holds it down for the Southerners in the Barstool ecosystem, which I really like. Okay, how about this? I might have texted you this, and so I think I know your answer, but it's something we've been talking about. After all of this wildness of 2 weeks, who is the second best team in the SEC West?
Okay, great question. I don't know.
I think it's LSU.
Oh, were you waiting for me to? Okay, so let's go through it. Okay, it could be LSU, even though they got smacked on their own home field by Mike Leach. It could be Mississippi State, except they got smacked on their home field by Sam Pittman, a fat offensive line coach nobody wants.
Oh, yeah,
it could be Ole Miss, except they gave up 60 points and 900 yards to Florida.
Okay, yeah.
It could be A&M, except they look like A&M does every single year. It could be Arkansas, except they're Arkansas.
Yeah.
And it could be Auburn, except that when they go up against good defense, Gus Malzahn is useless.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I don't know. I mean, that was actually perfectly handled there. Does it pain you as much as it does me to see? Here's my deal, and if you could help push this nationally a bit, you've got a bit more voice. I'm trying to really drive home that this is an asterisk year. I want to get ahead of this Alabama national championship, and let's just completely devalue it. Does it pain you as much as it does me to see Alabama looking like how they look thus far?
Well, first of all, this year doesn't count. I think we all agree with that.
Good call.
We didn't have enough practice. We got a first-year head coach, so this is basically preseason for us. I'm just anxious to see the spring, how these players develop, how these coaches develop, and then we'll go in 2021. I don't think we're going to see an Alabama national title because you know what?
Okay.
I don't think they're the best team in the SEC.
Oh, give it to me, baby. Who do you like better? Georgia?
I think the team so far that's the best in the SEC is the team that is going to shut down in the offense, and that's the team with the best defense in the country, and that's the Georgia Bulldogs. You realize Georgia just had a sluggish game against Arkansas on the road. They won by 27 points, even though they were sluggish, even though they had a fourth-string quarterback. They come home to Auburn, and Auburn was a top 10 team. Shouldn't have been, but they were a top 10 team, and just absolutely physically beat them around, just dominated them. And they play Alabama in the regular season. I think Georgia, with that defense, is the best team in the SEC. I didn't think that before, and I don't think Kirby Smart's the best coach. But I think that unit is the single best unit in the SEC.
Is Athens the best town in the SEC?
Athens is far and away the best town in the SEC.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we are in agreement there.
I think there's a holy triumvirate of college towns in the country. That's Austin, which is probably too big to be a college town. It's Madison, Wisconsin, and it's Athens, Georgia.
Damn, I've never been to Madison or Austin. Now I want to go. I've been to Austin, but not like for like college football stuff.
Madison's incredible.
So you think that this is the only thing that concerns me about Georgia, right? Is that I do feel like that offense is going to crap the bed when it matters. I don't know. I'm just really impressed with Trask in Florida right now. I have concerns about the defense.
I'm not. Their defense looks leaky as hell.
Yes, yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
And like South Carolina scored 24 points, could have scored 31. South Carolina's terrible. Will Muschamp needs to be fired today. And I don't think Florida's got the defense because Georgia's going to shut down. I mean, Georgia's not going to let Kyle Pitts go off for 6 touchdowns. Georgia's not going to single cover him at the goal line. So Georgia's going to make that a dirty, ugly game. Plus, we've seen Georgia do what they do with Stetson Bennett. As soon as JT Daniels is medically able to actually get on the field and play, he's the quarterback.
Yeah, okay. So I thought it was kind of one of these things where like they were just going to kind of like ride with Stetson Bennett. So you do think JT's going to get in there, that nasty mustache?
I don't think there's any question. I mean, it's not like Bennett's playing okay.
He's playing okay. That's what I'm saying. He's not like a championship-level quarterback.
Yeah, they're not winning because of Bennett. They're winning because he's not putting them in a losing situation.
Yeah, I agree,
You
man.
can't beat Alabama. You can't beat Alabama with an okay quarterback.
No. Unfortunately, we know that all too well. Joe Burrow, go back. Hey, but Miles looked good. Miles looked really good in week 2, Brandon. So I need you on board. What?
Didn't I tell you guys last week? All LSU fans wanted to blame Miles Brennan. He put up for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I know.
Miles is fine.
I know. I mean, I'm with you there. It's like these people talking about that when you gave up 623 yards of offense. I said it's like somebody came up to you. They've been shot in the gut. Their intestines are showing. They're bleeding out, and they're bitching about their broken pinky. I'm like, what are you doing? I get it. Like, we got to work on that. But your stomach, I see it. It's disgusting. Brandon, thank you so much, man.
Well, that was a very troublesome analogy you just ended on, and I'm probably going to ruin the rest of my day. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Hey, look, no more dark magic either, okay? I'm sorry I had to do it to you, but we're done. Like I said, it's time to unite the fan bases, common evil, screw Ole Miss, screw Alabama. It's time for us to move forward.
Well, hopefully Doggy Style will be back this weekend, but it depends on the mood at my house. All right, thanks, guys.
I'm feeling you. Take it easy, Brandon. Father of 4, superstar, Brandon Walker, Barstool Sports. As a father of 2. Mad respect for anybody who's got 4 out there. Oh, my God. Cannot imagine. We'll close it out next here on OTBOT.
OTB OT. Off the Bench, hanging with Hester and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Do you know the proper way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in your office? We do. We're Jani-King, a leader in the cleaning industry for over 30 years, and we've developed comprehensive programs to address proper cleaning and disinfection. We have experience in applying disinfecting programs in hospitals, office buildings, schools, and other venues. Now we're ready to help and able to assist customers that need disinfecting services.
Jani-King, the king of clean.
Yo, join us for a Tuesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. Chris Doring of the SEC Network joins us to talk all things SEC football, and we also check in on Hunt Palmer after the Cubs are eliminated from the postseason. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge. New Orleans, Alexandria.
Like the Fortnite song for a second. Well, there's just one part, I guess. Welcome back. OTBOT, closing things out here. It's been a fun day today. Huge thank you to Coach O, stopped by the program, laid some things out for us. You know what's something that snuck in there that we didn't really highlight? Like I guess we just kind of moved past it. Is that when we asked about starting guard, I'm so enamored with the idea of Joseph Evans starting at D tackle one week and then guard the next week, because I've just never heard of that. Like, I wonder if that's ever happened in LSU school history.
Maybe back in the days when people played both ways.
Yeah, definitely not in the modern era. I wouldn't
probably
think.
not in the modern era.
Now, granted, every now and then you'll get like a D lineman, a fullback, or something like that, but you never see him just straight up on the O line. But you're not going to get that. But who you are going to get, if Ed Ingram's out, is Charles Turner. That's
what he said.
Which makes a lot of sense. It also speaks to Turner chasing something that is very close to my heart, which is just being that interior swing guy. Just be the guy where if anybody goes down at left guard, right guard, or center, then you're the one that gets put in. Like, if you want to talk about trying to get yourself playing time, trying to find the field, that's because he's the backup center. They already said that coming out. They already said that coming out of camp. So it could be interesting. You start at left guard. If Liam Shanahan has to miss any time, he would then probably just immediately bump over to center, and then you'll run in the next left guard. Also, good on Charles Turner. If you are indeed the backup there, then you beat out some good talent. I mean, right? We got Anthony Bradford still in the mix. They like
Marlon Martinez, Martinez,
who they really like as a true freshman. Obviously, Cardell Thomas is there. Now, it seems like he's kind of buried on the depth chart right now, kind of trying to find his way a little bit, which happens. Got people develop at different rates. Let's not, don't make any sweeping conclusions. But what it does show you is that you got to really like the trajectory of Charles Turner. And I'm like, Ed Ingram's playing with such good form right now that I do want him to keep that rolling. But if it's at all a question with Ingram, his absence should not be the difference in the game. I don't hate Charles Turner getting this game. Get him a little live game reps. Get him a little practice. So if he ever does have to step in at center or anything else like that, he'll be ready to go. And I just want to kind of get eyes on him, right? Because he, like I said, he reminds me a lot of myself, being very undersized when he got here, gaining a ton of weight. I think I was 255 maybe 265 when I showed up to LSU. But my senior year, that was 318 playing guard. So Turner's gone through that same thing. He's like center, left guard, right guard. Let's see what he's all about. Or Ed Ingram plays, and then none of this even matters, and Ed Ingram just continues to pancake people and throw them all around the field and just absolutely dominate them. What is this? I don't know what's going on in the chat right now. I just glanced over to see if there are any comments I wanted to get to, and people are talking about power bombing Jordy. Are y'all saying that I should roll up into Don Juan's cigar bar on Saturday and just wreck the Whiskey and Wine show like Stone Cold style? Just like straight heel style? Play the music and I just come in there like a wrestler kicking over chairs, snatch a cigar up out of Moscona's mouth, puff it, and blow the smoke back in his face? That'd be a great start to a promo, would it not? I mean, a wrestling promo? That's an alpha move right there, Moose. So you're kind of our resident wrestling expert, even though you've been off for a few years now?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think? Would you be down for that if your heel rolled in and just snagged the cigar out of Vince's mouth and started smoking it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be
badass. All right, so that's that. Hope everybody has a great day. I'm hoping to check out some more Star Wars Squadrons today and kind of see what it's all about, if I want to stick with it or not. I've been dabbling a little Spelunky too. If you got any hot gaming tips, hit me up on Twitter at tbob53. Follow these two guys, our excellent producers, Matthew Musso and Danny Cardenas. Boys, hop on the mics. Give your Twitters out real quick.
At Musso Matthew.
At Musso Matthew.
At Daniel Cardenas.
At Daniel Cardenas. Good luck. Wait, what?
I said good luck trying spelling that.
No, you got that, man. It's Cardenez, right? I got a little confused there in the middle, but just follow them. They're the best. Huge thank you, y'all. Great job. Thank you to all our wonderful listeners, callers, watchers, everything else. Like, share, all that great stuff. It helps us out. And we'll be back more. Subscribe to the new OTBOT channel. We'll see you tomorrow.
OTB OT.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy,
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.